And you are looking live from the snowy Columbus, Ohio at Ohio Stadium. It's a top 10 matchup between two of the preliminary forces in Midwestern football. It's the game with a Big Ten title spot on the line. Number 10, Ohio State, hosting number 2, Michigan. The reigning national champions have not lost a game since they played Ohio State. They lost regular season games since they played Ohio State back in 2023. But Ohio State looking to be the one to end that streak. Michigan has clinched a championship game spot last week with their win over Northwestern. Ohio State clinches if they beat Michigan tonight. Michigan in all white, Ohio State in the red.
Michigan versus Ohio State. Wanted to say too much more, but a lot was said after last year's Wolverine victory in Columbus. A lot of jawing. Buckeyes eventually use that as fuel to go on and win the national championship.
Usually when Ohio State and Michigan get together,
scrambling. The handoff goes nowhere. We saw Ohio State earlier this year in a close-fought loss to Alabama. We saw Michigan in a defensive scrum against Michigan State.
Led them to a victory. They didn't have a whole lot going for their own offense, but their defense was dominant. And the Buckeyes, in my opinion, I think they used that loss as a springboard.
I should probably introduce ourselves. I'm Antoine Joy1, joined by Danny V. Pig Bear will be joining us soon to start our multi-view game. We have 3 games over the next few hours we're going to be playing. This one is the first.
Here we go, first third down of the game.
Ohio State's already on 3rd and long. Got time. Look out, it's running out. The ball's on the turf. Picked up by Ohio State. But that'll be a loss of yardage and a 4th down.
But I'd still anticipate that someone's going to pull that ball carrier aside.
And Michigan fans travel well even into this hostile territory. And there are no words I would use to describe these teams other than true college football blue bloods in their own regard. Of course, IRL, these teams combined for the last 2 national championships.
And the returner cradles the fair catch in these frigid conditions.
And in 2KU, Michigan is the reigning national champion, of course.
They will go up against a secondary Kirk that talks
Actually, been a while since Ohio State has played on the national scale. Their last national championship appearance was back in 2017. As there's Tyrell Thomas, 2024 Heisman Trophy winner and national champion. He actually left the national championship game partway through after finding out through an emergency phone call that his brother was involved on in a plane that took an emergency landing. Thankfully, no one was injured. But he ended up sitting out most of the game before coming back in the 4th quarter.
You think about Michigan, you think so many legacy, incredible backs that they've had over the years. Tim Biakabatuka and Tyrone Wheatley and Leroy Hoare. Man, so many good backs have come through Ann Arbor.
To 1st and 10
First down. And they go, they hand it off. Weaves out of his way, look out!
Whoa,
he's got room to work! No one can catch him in the snow! Down to the 2!
Chris, just by watching this guy all year, the defense better be very careful to let this guy find that rhythm. I've seen him where he goes 5 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, and then pops a big one.
37 yards on the rush.
Starting to gain some confidence here early in this game.
Shades of that Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sonic and Knuckles backfield in the NFL. Big run there. Oh, that handoff gets stuffed up a little bit, but it's not going to matter. Touchdown, Michigan.
Touchdown, Wolverines.
Well, that's an example right there of what vision and patience and ability can do for running back. He was on a mission to get into the end zone.
And the
really, he made it look
Wolverines are
easy.
on the board first.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT.
Almost blocked, but he makes it up and through.
Open scoring. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. He's going to return it from near the goal line. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 24. Good coverage. Okay,
As Buckeyes come back onto the field.
back on the field. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here.
Bro, it's caught over the middle of the field.
Downfield.
Down to the 39-yard line. It's going to be a first down Buckeyes. And Danny, if you can, tell me a little bit about this Ohio State squad.
Big time play here by this wide receivers. You know, sometimes, Chris, I wonder if Woody Hayes would be enjoying this modern passing attack from his Buckeyes.
Sorry, what?
I like
Sorry,
the
I just got
winning
this is a
would
little
outweigh
side.
any
We got a chance. Tell us a little bit about these Buckeyes.
in the air so often.
Yeah, these Ohio State Buckeyes, they have played very well this season. They, of course, have... Oh, almost been moved. Yeah, but these Ohio State Buckeyes, they have performed very well to at least what people thought at the start. They first had a very easy start to the game, which I believe they played...
Akron, I think. It was Akron or Buffalo? It was Buffalo.
Yeah, they played Buffalo, of course, up first. It was a very easy game for them. But, of course, that game was just their tune-up, their practice. Their game before they went on the road to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We saw the game live right here on the 2KU. And what happened? Ohio State went down the field. They tried to take us to double overtime, and they missed the field goal.
That's got to be one of the more brutal misses I can think of. They lost their second game a few weeks later against Illinois. So the Illini hold the Illabuck. That was their second loss of the year. They have not lost
They went to
since.
5 overtime that game. They went to 5 overtime that game, and since then, they've dominated. They beat Michigan State, they beat Minnesota, beat Penn State, beat Iowa, beat Northwestern, and beat Purdue. But now, their biggest test is here. Michigan.
With a spot in the championship game on the line. Look out! Big run! Touchdown!
Touchdown. Of course, we had some development in the off-stream games. So for Ohio State now, it's definitely a make or break.
You gotta win here. Take us through what's gone on off a stream. What do we need to know?
All right. First stop, number 1, we have the Big 12 clincher. Oklahoma is beating Oklahoma State, which leaves Texas Tech right out of the Big 12 championship game, unfortunately.
Those scores.
Their fought our efforts were. So that means Oklahoma will be rematching against Iowa State, this time in a neutral site.
See if they can convert the point after.
Also, Wisconsin beats Minnesota in a very close one, down to a field goal.
Is good.
And another snowy blizzard in Madison, Wisconsin.
Minnesota was a deceptively good team this year. They won't be going bowling, unfortunately. However, they played closely in their game against Michigan and close in this game against Wisconsin.
Yeah, so they're definitely better than what the record shows.
Mm-hmm.
Fielded in the end zone.
It's a very tough Big Ten,
He's
though.
brought down at the 16. Would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback.
Texas Tech did beat Colorado, even though it wouldn't have mattered at the end if they were going to the Big 12 championship game or not. But Colorado kept a very close fight, and it's 33-30 in overtime.
Big sack down to the 7-yard line.
And yesterday we had an upset. An upset out of the Big 12. As the Longhorns fell to Texas A&M.
I had a feeling about that one.
Texas A&M beat Texas 50-45 in a distraught crowd in Austin, Texas.
That's why this is such a tough place for visitors to play. Trying to find some room. It's Haynes.
Nebraska had a very close game against Iowa where they won 41-40. Georgia, of course, crushed Georgia Tech. UCF crushed USF, South Florida. And ring-a-ding-ding, congratulations to your first ever bowl appearance, Sacramento State.
Sac State, big quarterback run! Tyrell Thomas gonna go all the way into Ohio State territory! And it's been the big run plays that have been the highlight of this one.
He's basically like a running back. He has that kind of skill set. I thought he was going to take it to the house.
Look at how he cuts the corner. He's got nothing but snow in front of him for a while. Finally, that safety pushes him out of bounds. But after being cornered at your own 7-yard line, flipping it into the Ohio State 40, not a bad result.
Well, Navy might be in a little bit some fear of losing their bowl contention. They lost in Maryland next week, which means they have to beat Army to make sure they don't lose their bowl eligibility spot.
You remember a few years ago, Navy pulled spoiler against Army. So Army out of a bowl spot, that might be fresh on their minds. They have not beaten Navy since 2020.
I think in the new social media era, I think it's more about hatred for the two schools. From both sides, it's just a different feel. We'll feel that today when these teams go at it.
Here we are on 3rd and 3. This is definitely not how I would hear it in the booth. In my mind, no one can call Ohio State Michigan other than Gus Johnson. That's not going anywhere. One of the great commentators of our age. It's going to be a 4th and 6 for the Wolverines. And they might trot on the field goal unit here for what's definitely one of the hardest field goals we've seen made all year. We've seen a 69-yarder, and this might be harder. This is from 54 in the snow in a hostile environment, and he made it!
Ice in his veins.
Ice in and out of his veins. The dew is calling in the background.
The mountain is calling, and they kicked it over the mountain.
Just made it.
They come away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away.
Michigan takes a 10-7 lead with that.
Just outside the goal line. He'll be tackled at the 18.
Also, the Pac-12 championship has been secured.
Out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. They're going to run it.
Washington, Oregon, the rematch.
Hopefully, it'll live up to the hype that the first game did not.
Good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
2nd down after that run on the previous play.
Quarterback option, that's not going to go anywhere.
Stop.
Behind the line, a loss of 4.
Oh my gosh, give this defense all the credit in the world. They had their eyes in the right position, playing assignment football. Quarterback just looking for daylight, couldn't find anywhere to go there on the keeper on the
Oscar's Pizza down there.
Great assignment football by the defense.
This is the first time we have the game as a 2-game stream, right?
Yes. It's never been the main event before. As he's going to drop a pass in there, it's going to be tipped away. And now Ohio State's on a 4th and 6.
The offense takes a big shot here downfield. I thought they may have a chance.
And that might be a big 3rd down. As I noticed that the Mayan Springs logo is still there. But we have the Mountain Dew branding.
We're going to kick it away for the 2nd time.
What an interesting universe College Football 26 is set in. It's a world very similar to our own, except everyone drinks Mayan Spring, whatever that is. Incomplete, no flags. And second down. To any children who are watching, I just want to let you know we here in the state of Michigan were Hayden, Ohio before it was cool.
The offense with some pre-snap eye candy. Fakes the handoff.
Play action, he'll throw the screen. It's dropped. Probably for the best. That looked like it's going backwards.
This tight end is known for his hands. The ball's put on the money. Somehow it just goes through his arms.
A third and long situation here at the 43. Try not to waste that. Pretty much a free ball opportunity. He'll throw it. Has made open. And some field to work with. Pushed out of bounds at the 32. And they get out of that jam. Thankfully, the frame issues haven't been a problem so far.
I'm worried about that for the next stream where we have to do a double header.
This will be the end of the first quarter. 10-7, Michigan in the lead.
Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a first down.
On first and 10. Oh, he's got all day to work. For a gain of 4.
Gaining 4 yards, so second and 6. They'll run it from the gun.
Hand off. Not a lot to gain. Inside the 30 now. Gonna be 3rd and 4.
So now from the 27, the offense faces a 3rd and short. How aggressive will they play it? They'll run it here.
Hand off. Not a lot to gain. It's not gonna be enough for the first. They might try another field goal to make it a 13-7 ball game.
They run the football here on 3rd down, almost pick up the first down. What it does, though, is gives them a much better chance if they decide to go for this of picking up that first down.
And here comes the field goal unit onto the field. After making his first attempt, this one is from 43 yards out.
43-yard attempt here. Kick is up and good.
Right through.
And he's been money in these conditions so far. We saw light flurry in the game against Northwestern back in Ann Arbor. Wouldn't have mattered either way. They crushed Northwestern.
Returner looking to make a play here. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. And the Ohio State
1st and 10.
back onto the field. This group is coming off a quick 3 and out. Can they put something together in this drive?
Quarterback's going to run it himself, and he'll slide in the snow. He'll sled, in fact. Gain of 3. Now, whenever those kickoff returns happen, I can't help but think of last year, Utah, Oregon in Salt Lake City. Oregon takes the opening kick, and immediately Utah strips the ball and takes it away to set up a scoring play a few plays later.
That back just had nowhere to go.
Just thinking about how much build-up for that game had happened and how much Utah was trying to put themselves on the national scale. For that to be how they open up, and it was a comfortable win. 21-7 the final score in that one last year.
Risk do you take? You know this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. He lets it rip.
That'd be a special one. Is that caught? No. I thought it was picked for a second.
Brings up 4th down now.
But neither team can hang on to that.
Defense is doing today. They're doing a nice job of taking away any success on early downs, and then it allows their defensive ends and pass rushers to get after the quarterback when they get them to 3rd and long.
Punt unit comes on the field again for Ohio State. And he'll take it at the 45. Michigan back on the field. Their last 2 drives have ended in field goals. And right now, which team in red is Michigan gonna play? Will it be the Buckeyes? Can they come back and win it to force a Big Ten championship matchup, and the first time in history that these two teams would play twice in the same year? Or will Wisconsin make it back for the second time in 30 years to the Big Ten championship game? Throw it. Caught. Moving his way inside Ohio State territory down to the 40.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
That completion good for a first down. The offense working with a new set of downs here. They'll go with the ground game here.
On 1st and 10, that's going nowhere. And there's some fighting going out there. Bit of hand throwing.
Should be rivals.
Where else but the game are you going to get something like that? On play action, the rainbow pass to the end zone. That would have been catch of the year, but he can't hang on. He got punched out. A definite highlight of this Ohio State team has been their secondary. And that's kind of been a strong point for a while. A lot of great corners and safeties have come from Ohio State and made their way to the NFL level. He's going to try the rainbow again in the end zone, and this time it's in the corner and swatted again. And with that, it'll likely stay a 1-score game. Are they going to send the punt team back on the field? They're going to try another field goal. This one's from 57. Made a 54-yarder earlier. This is his 3rd attempt. And he got it. He's trying to make his kicker of the year case.
Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out.
In the end zone, he'll get to the 10, 15, to the 20. That's about as far as he goes. And Michigan controlling the game so far, 16-7. Most of their points come through the field goal unit, though. That's the leap forward. He's still on his feet. To the 25.
Simple pitch and catch on the drag route. Quarterbacks love these routes because they're short throws, but those yards after the catch kind of pad your stats.
A completion makes it 2nd down. He stopped. Solid run by the freshman.
Boy, it's a beautiful, beautiful run here for the first down. Really living up to that reputation of the great run here for the first down. Really living up to that reputation of the great backs that they've had over the years. Think about Archie Griffin and Eddie. Chris, textbook job by the defense.
Hold that.
The runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
We have about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. We have about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Dropping back. It's Sayin.
I think we're back for now. He's going to get rocked. They'll get the ball off incomplete. And they made it to Michigan's 43. Do they try the super long field goal to get back on the board?
When you're so far behind the chains, boy, you really allow this defense to dictate things. and it allows them to put
They
pressure
won't.
on your
They'll
quarterback
punt
and
it.
affect the timing, as we saw on this play.
It'd be over 60-yarder.
They'll kick it away
So
here.
Cough and corner it.
He lets it land, and it'll just
The
bounce
28-yard line. It's not that long a punt.
in the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the
Granted, not all kickers can match the power of Burger Dog's third.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly
But we've seen some 60-yarders. It's probably these conditions that they weren't liking.
I think they're definitely looking for more.
Beanie 3 now has the 2KU record for longest field in NCAA history. If you remember back in week 0, the 69-yarder. All right, and we're back. All right, and we're back.
All right, ready to get the show started?
No, we are starting. We are back.
Giving up any big plays, everybody's gaps.
And we're back in the blizzard.
Solid defense on that play.
Offense getting set up.
Picking up where we
Things got
left
frozen
off.
out.
Same tailback, another carry. And he goes nowhere. Stop cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, I don't think the offensive line gave the back much of a chance at all. Now give credit
Turn down the bit rate just a little bit. Maybe that'll help us out.
anticipating a run and got up close to the line of scrimmage in a hurry.
We come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now.
On 3rd and 8. Screenplay's got blockers.
That's enough for a first down. This offense set up in scoring position at the 40.
Yeah, you know this defense has got to be frustrated after giving up multiple conversions now on first downs. There's another one.
And this is what I like about college football. Normally, you'd rest your starters in a game like this. Michigan's locked in the conference championship game. Really, this sort of thing doesn't matter. However, thanks to 2KU only having 1-2 spots for a championship game, as well as the fact that that it's the game, one of the biggest rivalries in American sports, there is no way you're resting your starters for that.
No chance at all. The defensive speed and ability to diagnose the play blows it up.
Wide open downfield.
You've got to give your everything because the other team's going to give their everything in a game like this as well.
Do a better job in coverage if they want to get off the field anytime soon. You keep defending like that.
This definitely includes any extracurriculars. See any game Michigan's played against Ohio State or Michigan State for more on that.
As long as they don't take out a flag at the end.
They stop them after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4. The offense will call a
timeout.
That's their second of the half.
Another positive run on 1st and 10. You know, it's early on in this drive, but this defense has not shown the ability to...
Michigan calling their second time out of the half. They hold the lead and the ball right on the doorstep of Ohio State's red zone.
Now we run a draw play. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
And it's actually been a while since Michigan's been in the red zone, not since their first scoring drive. As the clock's going to run out here, 10 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Hand off and a lose yardage.
Behind the line for a loss of 1.
They'll call their final timeout.
Suspend a timeout.
Maybe take another field goal, make it 19-7.
So with only a few seconds left in the half, out comes the field goal unit.
Kick is on the way.
He got it.
And he got it.
That's
He's
good.
4 for 4.
That will extend their lead even further. And that will
At the half, Michigan in control 19-7 in this one. And that's the big stat that's done it. 108 yards on the ground on 21 attempts.
And in this day and age where quarterbacks chuck it all over the field, how refreshing to see two offenses rely on off-tackle left, off-tackle right, and even a few halfback dives. Physical offensive lines.
And the big thing for Michigan right now is they've not let any Ohio State drive get started.
Days of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between
How was your Thanksgiving, Mr. Joey?
plays out.
I had a great time. We had a big Thanksgiving with all our family together.
Buckeyes will kick this away to get the second half going.
I caught some of the NFL games. I didn't catch any of the college games that were played. I did watch a little bit of the college basketball.
They'll be tackled at the 18.
There were only 2 college football games that were played, one in the FCS, one in the FBS. So you didn't really miss a lot for college football.
Looking on 1st and 10. The one thing Michigan does need to get going is that passing game. Thomas now is 103 yards through the air. But that was also their problem against Michigan State. They didn't have a lot of success getting points on the board there.
Back to the football as the quarterback is throwing it. The timing here is impeccable.
Gain moves it to the 35, first down again. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff.
Stuffed. I think Ohio State's figuring out the plan now.
Alright guys, I have a plan. I have a plan of attack.
Susie's plan.
Offense behind the 6 now on 2nd and 11 after the
This is the greatest plan.
Here comes a handoff. And they'll stop
Nothing.
it. Fairly minimal pickup.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example the defense has.
Now, the real wild card, I think, for the national championship is the fact that Michigan's still undefeated and looks to be so, with the result we're seeing so far,
Whoa.
incomplete.
To me, a couple things there. Number one, pressure on the quarterback. The other thing is really good coverage by the secondary. The quarterback had no choice but to get rid of that football. And now you get to 4th down.
Michigan finally stalled and not kicking a field goal. Instead, they'll be punting here.
Punt the ball away and get your defense back out on the field.
And the return man decides to signal fair catch. Here comes the powerful Ohio State offense onto the field.
What Ohio State needs is for that passing game to get into effect.
It's saying.
Speak of the devil, decent pass game for 8 yards.
Quarterback is patient. This is a tough play to defend. Nice job of waiting for the receiver to get into the window and then making an accurate throw.
Second down play coming up. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. And the defense smothers.
Here's 3rd and 3. The mountain is calling as we look up at the shoe.
They punted 4 times already, on the verge of a 5th, but they can't convert this 3rd down. He keeps it under the
A crucial 3rd down conversion. He's not going to get it.
That's what we call assignment football by the defense. They took away the back inside, and there's a perfect play to be able to stop an athletic quarterback on the option.
And I think the stream has paused.
And the Michigan offense back out on the field. They're trying to build on their lead. They were forced to punt on the last possession.
All right, we're back.
Using his legs.
Handoff. And there's an injury for that running back.
Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout.
A delay in the video and audio there.
It's a solid run. Gives the offense a first
Here we
down
are.
and a new set of downs.
On 1st and 10, they hand it off.
Here's an inside give. Nowhere to run. No corralling for no gain.
I gotta talk over this part because this is the part that keeps getting us copyright struck. 2nd and 9.
And now the handoff.
Handoff. Still going.
He's brought down, but not before
Gonna be a first
getting
down.
territory at the +47.
Was a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
The Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Tight end goes in motion before the snap. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. It's a nice wrap up there by the junior. Here's the second down play.
Second down, Michigan once again in Ohio State territory.
That's caught. It's Simpson. They get him down.
And they're down to third down again. Both these teams have had hard times on third down. Conversions have not come easy.
Important third down play coming up. Out of the gun now on third down.
On 3rd and 4, screenplay.
Over the middle. It's
Kind of takes off and hits a brick wall.
It'll be first down.
28-yard line.
This quarterback is unflappable. Here they are working with the lead in the second half. Get to a third down. You got to throw the football. This is where you trust the quarterback to make a good decision, an accurate throw. He does it. You convert, and you keep working that clock.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. On the ground, it's Haynes. And they try the
And I think he actually got stopped there. Back into the game for the Wolverines.
offense lines up. This is the 7th play now in this drive. And the single back takes the handoff. Brought down, but broke a tackle.
Stumbles all the way to the 22-yard line.
Running backs with elite speed shy away from contact. That was
And Danny, if you have the Big Ten schedule still pulled up, if you're here, tell us about this. Tell us more about this Michigan team.
Now it's third and short on the 22. We expect this is 4-down territory. Let's see what they do on third down. So we'll try to run it with the option. Pitches to the back. Zero running room.
This Michigan team is still undefeated since last season. So, not really much any of a losses to report about. But they did have some pretty good games this season. First up, they played a neutral site against Stanford, who is now looking like a better win as the weeks are going on. Especially now is that Stanford team is now ranked in the top 25.
They're gonna go for it on
Played
4th and
at home
2.
Here we go on 4th.
He's got it. And he's got to run around the corner.
and he's got
Touchdown,
it.
Michigan.
Touchdown!
For the score.
He got the touchdown earlier, and he's got his second on the day.
Strike up the Michigan band again as the Wolverines Kirk are beginning.
And the boos are raining down in Columbus. Tell us more about this team. Fuel the fire.
Yep, then they played against Ivy League Brown and then Mountain West New Mexico. And then they went on a bit of a tear. They played Minnesota close, and then played Michigan State close, and then they played Wisconsin close. This was like their scariest stretch, but then they turned around by just crushing Chicago. Then they had their bye week, and then they beat Indiana. Then they went on the road to beat their rival Notre Dame. Then they went on the road to beat rival Penn State. Then they beat Northwestern for the what's his name? Trophy?
Not George Floyd. That was a different person.
Yeah. I believe it is called. Let's grab that names up. The game is called. This thing's loading.
Ohio State's back on the field, 1st and 10 from the 20.
They're coming off a quick 3 and out, so looking to put something together on this drive with a little
Quarterback keeper trying to find some sort of momentum.
George Jewett.
George Jewett.
Yep. The George Jewett Trophy. So they actually won 3 trophies this year. The Little Brown Jug against Minnesota. The Paul Bunyan Trophy against Michigan State.
that run on the previous play.
And
Did
George
they have a
Jewett trophy.
for Michigan Notre Dame?
No. Michigan State Notre Dame has
George-
one, but
Caught behind the line. It's Smith.
And now they have another trophy they could possibly win. The Big Ten Trophy.
they're locked in. And if this score holds, which it's expecting to, unless Ohio State goes on an unreal tear,
Urgency now for the offense.
they'll be matching up against Wisconsin.
This drive down multiple scores. Back to pass. It's Sayan.
On 3rd and 3. And that's the biggest play Ohio State's had on offense since their last score.
Play all the way to the 48.
what the doctor ordered. And Michigan's calling a timeout.
Let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come
I
up
don't
with
know
a new
why.
set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
And the back gets the football. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
I want to shout out a funny thing that happened earlier this year in the NFL IRL. Mike McDaniel calling a timeout before any time it actually ticked down on the clock.
Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it.
Throw it. There's a big play and the spin move. Touchdown. And Ohio State's on the board again. You can't even be mad. That was a clean spin. And nobody approves.
You can tell they've made some adjustments at half and try to get them back into this game. And that score is a great start.
Ohio State clawing their way. Now it's a 2-score game.
And that was a rare sight at Ohio Stadium. Nobody. You don't see them often.
He's supported by everybody and nobody.
Kicking team out for the PAT try.
And now, I feel like with that cutaway, we can very clearly confirm that nobody is an Ohio State fan.
Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Return starts from inside the 5.
Oh!
And the coverage team gets the
Nothing
to the ground.
on the return.
Here's the first play of the drive.
They'll start from their own 13.
From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside.
And this now might be the time that Ohio State starts showing up. They went quiet for a long time. And it makes me wonder, is it still possible to come back? They're down 12.
Quarterback keeps the football.
It's not possible if you give up big runs like this. Look out all the way to the 38-yard line.
But that was the kind of explosive chunk.
Press a run. He did a little taunt there, so...
And the boos are raining down. You hear that?
For a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Plan around that kind of speed and discipline and elusiveness.
They're not happy with how this defense has been playing.
It creates nightmares that this defensive coordinator, I'm sure, dealt with.
And you got to think, as a fan of a rival, it's a nightmare to have on repeat having to see your rival and hear about how they won a national championship.
So Kirk,
I mean, obviously, IRL, it's easiest thing better when you beat them in real life. Ahem, ahem.
3. Time is running out to cut into the lead. Let's take a look at the game stats before we move on.
You look at the stats. Michigan controlling time of possession, rushing yards. Even they have the edge on passing.
1 quarter to go. Let's see if
This is the same university in Ohio State that did the chicken jockey this year. So maybe this is retribution.
First down play.
Judgment
We'll hand it off.
On a handoff.
Purpose.
Still up and finally brought down at 32. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line and the running game.
And look where they are. Once again, it's field goal range.
Just keep working that clock.
And they enjoy just taking the safe little
After that
threes.
run on the previous play.
Just chip away at Ohio State, slowly but surely. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
The left side. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
3rd and 3 coming up. We'll keep you posted. Up next, we have 2 more games coming up, as Clemson and South Carolina play for the ACC Atlantic, as well as the battle for the Golden Boot, deciding who goes to the SEC Championship between LSU and Arkansas.
Make it to the marker.
And there's your first down, Michigan.
Pick up enough yardage to get a first down.
And that's going to be a first down. And really, Chris, kind of surprised here in the 4th quarter not to see this defense dial up some pressure. They're just sitting
Should let
back
Pig Bear
in
know that
base,
we need him.
making it relatively easy for the offense to pick up a first down on the
Definitely
ground.
The Wolverines pick up first down yardage. To keep
Oh no, it's only 19 since I paused the stream. I thought it was 19 minutes overall. I was like, this has not been 19 minutes.
barely makes his way back to the line of scrimmage on that line.
Chris, you know me. I love to see defensive backs and especially corners that are willing to come up and get physical against the run game. What a job of making that play in space. No gain because of the play of that corner.
The offense has done well.
2nd and 9.
Clock here. Now they'll come up on second down. It's the wide receiver coming in motion now.
Gonna try the air game again.
Quick throw, catch made on the out route.
And first down as he dives for it.
He does have first down yardage.
Chris,
He's lost in thought for a moment. Maybe he noticed that the mountain is calling.
Might be really just out to run the football here with the lead.
Maybe he heard the
But
mountain
instead,
calling.
they're electing to throw the football. Different routes, quarterbacks in rhythm.
That was a mission
Really, it's
from the
almost an
mountain.
extension of their passing game.
Trying to run it. It's Marshall.
Someone does a somersault back there, and there's another injury on this Ohio State defense.
And the player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out.
The injuries are what slowed down Ohio State in that game against Illinois.
Now makes it 2nd and 12. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down.
Fire it into traffic.
It's McCulley. And the defense swarms not
Be a
much
3rd and
gain
7.
on that completion.
How about the arm strength from this quarterback?
A field goal would still only keep it a 2-score game. It would be a 15-point deficit, which means Ohio State would have to go for 2 if they wanted to take the lead.
Squeezing that in between the defenders.
And the crowd coming to life here, trying to help this defense down in the red zone. It'll be smart
Nothing.
right at the line for no gain.
And with about 6 minutes left on the clock, Michigan only has 2 timeouts. Ohio State has all 3. See if they bring their field goal unit onto the field. They will.
Field goal attempt here.
He's made longer field goals than this. It should be makeable by comparison. He's on the way,
And he's
and he got it.
And they
Ice in and out of his veins.
Well, they almost
I believe he's now 5 for 5 today.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. So it'll be a touchback.
Taking an end zone for a touchback. Ohio State.
Okay, here comes the
Now you got to play with fire.
the field. The last possession, they really had the passing game clicking, move right down the field for a touchdown.
On play action, he's got all the blockers he could want, and he's got a lane. Big play. Into Michigan territory. That's going to be the difference maker, getting those explosive plays.
in the fourth quarter, these guys are trailing. Had been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
Definitely a lucky break for Ohio State, holding Michigan to a field goal on that last drive. Can you capitalize on it? That's what Michigan's been able to do with every Ohio State stop.
Caught over the middle. It's Smith. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
I really like what this defensive coordinator's doing right now. He's got a nice lead. Just sit back.
I think we're going to lay off the assists today.
This offense inbounds.
Just let it play out.
Oh, keep ticking.
That completion makes it 2nd and medium. To throw, it's Sayan. Pressure is coming.
Pressure's coming. Somehow he finds a way to get rid of it.
To avoid the sack.
Boy, the quarterback did about everything he could here to
We have
wait
both
for
of our
that play
players
to develop,
ready.
and there was just nobody open. It's great coverage downfield, and instead of taking a sack or potentially throwing the pick, he just gets
Whoa,
rid of
someone
it.
just disappeared in the audience.
The incompletion, they'll line up now for a 3rd and 5.
Add that to the list of 2KU
Now
cryptids.
on 3rd down.
Looking on 3rd and 5.
Looking for an
Hasn't been
Stadium
open.
right
It's
now.
intercepted.
Accepted.
And that's got to be backbreaking.
Running back.
He steps out of bounds. It's
Out the 30. Welcome back.
If y'all can
set up his offense.
hear me, I'm coming to you live from Brewer Stadium.
Anything else you can do as a play caller,
I'll be
you gotta be able to
here later for the Clemson Carolina game. Also, Lenore Sellers real life.
can execute.
But I'll have to leave.
Knows it's coming. Here the
All right, we'll see you later.
But yeah, I'm pulling the apps through. Come on, 1/2 of all eligibility. Let's do it.
And the Wolverines offense is back on the field. The last possession, they settled for a field goal, but really worked on the clock.
Our good coach, Pig Bear, coming live from the Appalachian State game IRL.
It's Simpson. Tackle made at the 41.
Right now, what Ohio State needs is a turnover of their own.
How about this aggressive approach by this offense? They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and these guys.
That's not going to come easy, though, seeing as Michigan has not let go of the ball all day.
Too comfortable or complacent, even with having a lead here in the fourth.
And they love running the ball.
Pre-snap motion from the offense. It's a run to the left.
Seeing as the team was more pass-focused last season, they've made the pivot to the run game, and I think it's worked well for them.
When these obvious running situations are very tough when you're working with the lead late in the game, because you know the defense is going to stack the line of scrimmage, make it as difficult as possible for you to run the football. So nice job there by the defense. They're trying to punch that ball out, do anything they can at all to get the ball back.
Leaning on the run game here late.
Now you see this with a lot of backs. There's a tendency to want to
No, 3rd and 10.
to the outside. Now sometimes the play calls for it, but you know the coaches are telling them to follow the blockers and execute the plan.
As the bell chimes, the bell tolls, one would say.
Now it's 3rd down and 10.
Definitely one of the hardest environments to play in. It's 3rd and 10.
Throw for the first down.
Pressure's coming. He'll throw it as he's hit.
Play downfield.
Broken up.
That one falls incomplete. They tried.
And Ohio State gets lucky. The turnover doesn't result in points.
Boy, this is all about the defense here. Nice stop here on 3rd down, but really it's about trying to get this offense behind the sticks.
4th and 10 from their own 41. They'll punt it.
Coverages really affect the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of what the offense is trying to do. Now we've got another big 4th down coming up.
Choosing to
Got a bit of lane there
and the returner brought down by the coverage team.
with 3:10 to go.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. They had it going on the last drive, but it ended abruptly with the interception.
Ohio State's still down by 15. He'll shoot it quickly.
Short connection to the tight end here.
Missed the first down.
Not before he makes the 30.
In Spirit, you have 4 timeouts thanks to the 2-minute warning.
Well, you get some positive yards in the opening play of this drive. They need 2 touchdowns, so anything to move them closer to that first touchdown is always going to be good.
And this is that classic college football 26 clock management.
First down, the offense gets a fresh set of downs. Back to throw. It's Sayin.
Going on 1st and 10.
It's Smith.
Makes the catch on the sideline. It'll be a yard short of the first.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards, and I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
It's a pretty good grab.
Hold up a second. The coach is called
Too
timeout.
good.
He may use a challenge here to have the officials take
They're going to
another
challenge it. He might have not been in bounds. I don't know how they're going to call it. I'm assuming they're overturning it because this is the first time I think we've seen a challenge all year.
Heads up move by the head coach. Using
And
that
they do.
challenge. Officials will reverse the call on the field after taking a closer look.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
Throw it on 2nd down.
And that one's dropped.
Complete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down.
Chris, I thought he
I feel like that call could have gone either way, knowing how this game works.
Knock that ball loose.
Challenging play for the offense. They face 3rd and long here from their own 43.
3rd and 10.
Dropping.
Gotta break into Michigan territory here. If not now, then when? Broken up.
And that's incomplete. They weren't afraid to let it fly, but it brings up a 4th down.
Now, what I would say,
Defense, when you're trying to protect
I
the
think you
lead
go
late in the
for
game,
it here.
You know they're going to take some shots, get those safeties and those defense
You're down
backs
2 scores. You have no room for error.
anticipating a deep throw and
And
knock
they
the ball
will.
away.
Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field, trying to chip away at this lead.
This might be Ohio State's last chance to stay in this game. Pressure's coming. He's got to get rid of it. He's going to be sacked.
Been back there, a 4th down stop and a sack, no less.
Oh, man, you just hate to see this for this offense. They've done a nice job here, giving themselves a shot to get back into this game, and you got to go for it. But to
And
come
it's
up
the
a little
Reg
short, this one may be
who
over.
might have given Michigan
And the Michigan offense comes back out on the field.
A much-needed win to remain undefeated.
Going to respond and add to this lead. Gonna run it.
Definitely not over yet.
Nowhere to run on that play. They've got him in the back.
I'm out Buckeyes. 2 timeouts remaining, plus that 2-minute warning.
Preserve as much clock as possible. Quickly behind the sticks here after the loss. 2nd down and 11. Looking to pass here on 2nd down. Caught over the middle. It's Klein. And now a timeout taken by the defense.
I don't know if I would have thrown it if I were Michigan. They are in field goal range, so I don't think they need that much pressure. Any score will put this out of reach. Or a first down like that, or a big run like that to the 7-yard line.
At the 7. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out.
And you gotta think, this is Michigan, Ohio State. Do they run up the score? You bet they're going to.
Like what one famous coach said, and I would have gone for 3.
Yeah.
The big D tackle there for the stop.
Well, the defensive line does their job eating up those double teams, freeing up the backers to make the play.
It's a
second and goal.
Flying for the end zone,
Stuff.
right up the gut. And they try to run inside, but nowhere to go.
As there's a 2-minute warning on 3rd and goal.
And secure an impressive victory here today. The offense facing
And Michigan trying to ride an Indy undefeated once again.
looking for a receiver.
Here on 3rd and goal. He's just going to
plans.
run it
He
himself.
runs it in.
He's got nobody to stop him.
They are pouring it on now.
Hitting it right in front of the ref.
Always talk about wanting to play a full 4 quarters, and that's what we're seeing right now. I don't think they're interested.
Now I need them to go for 2. It'd be so funny if they went for 2.
Executing the plays called. And right now, they
Please.
continue to put touchdowns up on the board.
28, make it happen. Happy like in rivalry games, they're more likely to go for 2.
I need this to happen. As we see the faces of the stunned crowd, they will take the mercy route. Minute 55 still on the clock.
The extra point is good.
Never say never, but now that the lead is 22, it seems a lot further than 15.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And here's the return from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now.
They need a miracle with no timeouts.
Looking downfield, it's Sayan. Short throw.
Oh, missed the tackles. Would have been a taunting.
They bring him down, but the drive
I
is
don't know why you're taunting when you're down 21.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get into the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback. Then he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
so quickly up to the 35-yard line for first down.
On 1st and 10,
Tight end.
broken up.
Incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football, and now it's 2nd down.
How about the defense today?
As once again the Boos are showering down.
Defensive coordinator put
It's been a while since Michigan's beaten Ohio State in Columbus. You have to go back to 2013 in the 2KU, the last time they did it.
All game long.
After the incompletion, 2nd down now from the 35. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Caught quickly. They bring him down quickly. A short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker.
Of course, now that we're in the final couple minutes of this game, it's a good time to just kind of step back and appreciate the job this defense has done throughout the entire game. They've applied pressure. They've been physical at the line of scrimmage. Good job in space. And a big part of the reason that they have such a big lead today.
Quarterback in the shotgun.
Gonna air it out. It's caught over the middle of the field. Finally, some
On the crossing pattern.
more momentum.
Get him down, but not before he gets to the +38.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down
And
now
knowing
at
this
7.
game,
Probably limited
they're going to finally start getting momentum, maybe even get a score or two on the board. But they're going to run out of time to even do anything.
The Buckeyes starting a new series here on 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. That one falls incomplete. Defensive play brings up 2nd down.
Now this defense has done such a great
And this
job
crowd
of
is not
disrupting
happy
timing
at
with his
all.
Quarterback and his wide receivers sacked him multiple times, consistent pressure, just dominating performance.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. Scanning the field. It's Sayan. Receiver makes the catch. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Well, 4th quarter down by a couple of scores. This offense doing everything they can to not just score points, but do it in a hurry, try to preserve the clock. Here, they're tackled in bounds. They don't pick up a 1st down. Good job by this defense to keep that clock moving.
This is the 6th play on the drive.
Have you listened to the new J Schlatt Christmas album?
In the shotgun.
I've heard the first part. I have not heard the deluxe yet, as the clock's going to run out here.
With the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength.
Well, when you play zone defense on
Yeah, keep celebrating, Brutus.
pressure from
Don't look at the score. Just look at the rabbits.
quarterback a lot of time to be able to find an open receiver.
Look at the pretty flowers.
Look at all the pretty rabbits there.
Here comes a 1st down pass.
Final play of the game, and that might be emblematic.
Incomplete as time expires.
And that'll do it. Michigan will be riding back to Indy undefeated. A win away from a back-to-back national championship appearance. It'll be the first time any team has done it since Oregon did it back in 2011, 2012. No one's won it back-to-back since Texas in 03 and 04.
Declaration to the entire college football world.
And that is going to do it. We enjoyed being here. For Kirk Street, I'm Chris Fowler. And this has been another presentation of EA.
I mean, 04 or 05 was the last time it happened, 20 years ago. And that will set the Big Ten championship as well. The team in their way, Wisconsin, 10-2. After their win against Minnesota. And we might have a premier championship game matchup between the Badgers and the Wolverines. Coming up next, we're going to head down to Fayetteville for Arkansas LSU with a spot in the SEC title game on the line. And we'll also check in on Pig Bear later on in the show, as he'll have Clemson and South Carolina with a spot in the ACC title game on the line. That'll do it for now on 2K. Shut that door.
Turn off those lights.
Turn out that light. We're back. Welcome back to the show. Let's get these on the road. As we greet you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as the LSU Tigers trying to make their way back to the SEC Championship for the 3rd time in 5 years. In their way, the Arkansas Razorbacks, who've only been in this conference for 2 years, after a lengthy stint in the once much more powerful Conference USA, the Razorbacks have a new destination, trying to take over the SEC. They've had a fantastic year so far, and a win over LSU to make the championship game in only their 2nd year would just be icing on the cake. Once again, I'm Antoine Joy 101, joined by Danny V. We'll have Pig Bear later on in the show. LSU will get us started as they kick it off to a Razorback squad who were good last season, no doubt, but they might be even better this year.
A golden boot. Built in the shape of the states.
This thing was tight. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, 1-possession game, and the Bayou Bengals turned it up against the Pigs.
Yeah, and the LSU did a really good job finishing the game strong.
And now, for once, Arkansas isn't pushed aside for rivals for conference realignment.
But we've seen crazy games. We've seen like 70,000 overtimes.
We've seen a lot in this rivalry, Jesse.
Reunited with, or rather united with an old rival in LSU.
That's something they pride themselves in every year, especially when they play.
Bit of 2KU history.
Just one of those games, David.
Since Tulane was in the SEC in the 90s, they stuck around the whole time. There wasn't room for Arkansas to join. And they were a 12-team conference for a while. So because of that, Arkansas was kind of left out in Conference realignment. They didn't get that spot in the Big 12. Instead, they got stuck in the Conference USA with Houston, Rice, SMU, as well as TCU, who left pretty early on to the Mountain West. But the Razorbacks always felt out of place. They've won several Conference USA titles. Mainly in the 2000s, they were at their most successful. But they were in a lot of turmoil being stuck down there. They ended up getting passed up by teams like Houston, UCF, Louisville, Cincinnati. But in 2022, it was announced that Arkansas would join the SEC. It would take a little while, but 2024 would be the year where they finally got their big stage, and they've played like they deserve to be here.
And his throw is incomplete. What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one, man.
It's third down.
Against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
Just keep slinging it.
Pressure's coming. He's going to be sacked. I don't know what that was about, but it's going to be 4th and 20.
Razorbacks decide to punt it away.
4th
They'll have
and
to punt
20.
for the first time this afternoon.
Punts away! Nearly blocked, but there's a flag on the play.
Calls for the fair catch, but
Probably running to the kicker.
Let's see what
Defense.
this is about.
Yep.
Roughing the kicker.
No, potato, potato, tomato,
Officials
tomato.
offer the deal, and the coach accepts that they will take the penalty.
I thought we were going to get our first proper blocked punt.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all.
Not counting the West Virginia game.
This rivalry
That one was
picked
more
up
of a
steam when
tackle.
the Razorbacks joined the SEC, and man, some of the names that have had moments. Darren McFadden.
But this does give some new life to Arkansas.
Matt Jones, Joe
Will they take
Burrow,
advantage?
Justin Jefferson, all of it over a Golden Boot.
And been playing since 1901. You think about all the great rivalries in college football, especially in the South. This is one of the best ones here. Not always have been in the same conference, but they played a lot of times, David, and it gets hot every time they meet up.
Yeah, and the boot is the shape of Arkansas with the shape of Louisiana, so obviously close proximity, bragging rights on the line.
Thanks for that important insight there about the Golden Boot rivalry. That's pretty much all the insight you have for this rivalry. Oh, he's got room. Uh-oh. Look out. Oh! What I thought was going to be a big run. Spin move, he gets absolutely rocked afterwards. But Arkansas still, after that pass play,
Nerves. I mean, everybody does. Opening drive that you watched film and
we got first down.
really, and you get that first down. You throw the quick timing slant. Now everybody settle in. We're good. We got this.
They go to the ground, and this one will be stopped for no gain.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all
And this
over
tunnel
this game
approves.
so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got
And the tunnel
he's got a tackle
approves.
for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
Running back searching for a hole, and he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. It's amazing how
3rd and 14.
Everyone, I could go over both these teams.
Let's take a look, starting with Arkansas since they're playing right now.
Yep, first up for Arkansas. They first started off the season. They started off the season off on a rough note. They first went on the road to Notre Dame, where they took a L right there.
Oh!
Granted,
Was that a
at the time,
fist throw?
On a big third down, love the discipline by the defense there. You got everybody with their
the
eyes
fans
on the
approve, I
quarterback,
guess.
rallying to the football, showing good speed on
Let's see replay of that.
Arkansas didn't.
Love the team defense.
55-yarder.
Just drives
Got it.
between the uprights.
And Arkansas scores
And that'll
first.
put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
Arkansas, first star of the season by going on the road to Notre Dame, where they took a loss right there. Granted, at the time, we all thought Notre Dame was going to be a top 10 team, but then Notre Dame kind of fell off. They then had several wins in a row, beating Memphis, Arkansas State in Little Rock, Centenary, Louisiana, and then they took their next loss to Alabama, 16-51. But then they went on a winning streak. They beat Tulane, they beat Florida, they beat Tulsa, they then beat Mississippi State, they then beat Rice, and then the shocker of them all, they beat Ole Miss last week.
Will he be willing to challenge one of the best corners in the land?
Well, and it's going to be more interesting to me, Jesse. Do they let him make a play? Like
That
does he
LSU Ole
choose
Miss
to go
game
after it
was
and believe in his ability and believe in his matchups, or do they stay away from him? Because a lot of people
very
stay
fun
away
and
from him.
hectic in their own
He's
way.
that good out wide that you don't want that smoke.
And with
it's
that,
to see Jesse if he has the
let's talk about LSU is charging down the field right now on 2nd and 6.
try to make plays.
Well, one thing we
LSU, they
he's a
start off the
believer in
season
his
off
own
very
arm
strong.
talent. He's the
They
kind of
beat
guy that thinks he can
Nichols,
fit
and
the
then beat
football
Texas
into
A&M, who
small
was ranked at the
windows,
time,
but you're right.
and then beat a South Carolina, which that win is looking better and better.
When he decides to attack
Northwestern
this
State,
guy,
of course, which
he's
also looks really good considering they're in their conference championship game.
quarterbacks in the past.
Then there's also the wins against SEC champion Tulane, and then they went to Tulsa and won, and they beat Mississippi State. But then tragedy struck. They then went to Oxford, where they lost to Ole Miss. But then they bounced back with wins against Florida, Tennessee, and Rice. Now here they are with a possible spot of the SEC championship game on the line.
Think about when Garrett Nussmeier goes into the quarterback room at LSU and there are giant murals of Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels.
We're going to take a look at
Jesse, that's some pressure.
first and 10 for the 38. I'm eating some snacks here to hold me over.
Yeah, there's no question about it, Reese. This guy has a lot of talent. I really also just appreciate the fact that he stayed put at LSU. And in an era of college football where especially quarterbacks are transferring to
Spin
Big
move.
spin move.
naming off those guys you just did, it would have been so
And big
easy
Tiger
for Nussmeier to try
moves.
to find another opportunity somewhere else. He believes LSU is the best situation for him to win a national championship and get him off to the NFL.
And the Tigers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches.
If we're going IRL, that was not the best choice to stay at LSU.
Look downfield again.
Around 2nd and inches.
Catch in the middle. It's Brown. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
That's a bang-bang play. 3 steps.
Leave it
slant. They
to
let this
LSU to get another first down.
execute on a game day like that.
The Tigers will line it up on 1st and 10.
The first down for the Tigers of Baton Rouge.
On the option.
Too bad this Rouge is not a bat.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
What a price to pay. It's 2nd and 7.
Stopping the option, but I think that's on the quarterback because it looked like his pitch option was wide open. That ball should have gone to the running back out on the perimeter. It looked like he had some open field in front of him to go make something positive happen. This quarterback's got to make better decisions. It's not just the passing game. It's in the run game with the option, too.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass.
3rd down, 9 to go. He's going to throw over the middle of the field, and he still hangs on. First down.
For tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from
And they're getting up close and personal in the celebration there. 1st and goal.
There's a tight end in the red area, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
I love it. Find the big fella down in the red area. Big target, works the middle of the field.
I think this
Easy
weekend we
to
should be
throw.
hearing back from the
Nice
first
job
bowl
of this
selections.
offense, keeping it very simple.
They'll knock him down.
Usually
for a
some of the
loss
lower
a
tier
couple.
bowls already make their
I love
choices
when
first.
defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long
Monkeys
coming.
spinning monkeys.
He'll run it to the middle.
Hang
Looking
off.
for the end zone. He pushes his
Inside
way
the
down
5. It's
to
going to
the
be 3rd and
4
goal from the
as they get
4.
closer and closer.
All right, so now you're in this third down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback outside on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option.
I like that too. Getting the quarterback on the move. And here's the thing. If I get close and I get stopped, it's 4th down. 4th down.
Looking on 3rd and goal. He'll run it in traffic. Touchdown, LSU.
Quick strike through the air for the score.
Wow, what a play. We're going to need to see that again to make sure he makes this catch and gets the foot in bounds. That was a great acrobatic play, understanding where you're at on the field to
Yeah,
make
he's
that
got it.
big catch.
Touchdown, Tigers.
I think he's got it.
I think that's comfortably in.
PAT unit on
I think he indeed have in fact possession of the item.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive.
And the Tiger approves.
The 4-yard touchdown pass. They're set to kick it off. You think this
Just like how the Tiger might be approving very soon because of real life events.
bringing it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from
I don't know what real life events you're talking about, but 1st and 10.
Yeah, yeah, the lane train.
Oh, is Lane Kiffin going to LSU?
That is basically nearly confirmed, considering we already have confirmation he has bought a house in Baton Rouge, and also that they have reportedly given him a deal of about $90 billion.
Solid pickup of 4 on first
With a
down and
B.
2nd and 6.
What do you mean 90 billion?
On the ground with the counter. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Just grab those full details, but it's basically been guaranteed or locked in at this point.
That's got to be brutal going from Ole Miss to LSU.
They wanted to target their big play receivers, and they've done just that in the first.
Let's hear at the end of one. It's 7-3 LSU.
Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. So they go back to work after the break, and it is
90
third
million.
down.
But still, that's a lot.
Yeah, 90 million, not 90 billion.
Back to throw, it's Green. Fires to the right. With the catch, it's Jones. And he gets it to the 44.
Though that is at the start. Apparently, there's also reports there's a clause where it can raise up to the
That's a really
billions.
nice looking throw, and I'll tell you, he
afterward,
fits
which
in
is like-
great with this offense because there's been this philosophical
I don't know if I
shift
want that.
recently in the SEC offensively. It used to be you had to run the football. I formation, 3 yards in a cloud of dust if you wanted to win. But
It'd be
today,
crazy to have a billionaire
got
coach
to be
before you have a
able to
billionaire
throw
athlete.
to win. Think about all the great offensive play callers now in the SEC, all the Heisman Trophy winners that have played recently.
Bobbled
at
right
the
there.
QB position.
Almost a
You got to do it through the air, and this guy in Arkansas
It was
gives them a chance.
incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
That's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically.
And I would have stayed in Ole Miss if I was Lane.
Defender.
You already have yourself a championship team. Why build another one from the ground up?
Play action fake. This time it's complete. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
We're on 3rd and 1.
Loads quickly. Nice job to
Gets
pick up
slammed
the
to the
first
turf. It's
down
going to be
at
1st down for
the
Arkansas.
42. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
He'll do it himself.
Quarterback keeper going to be brought down.
Not much running room there,
For only gain
thanks
of 2.
to the senior defender. Some rivalries forged in excellence,
some in geographical proximity, and that's what we have once the Razorbacks join the SEC. Someone had the brilliant idea, we need a big golden booth that looks like the two states, and it's one of the most hotly contested rivalry games of the year.
And big
Is it, though?
It's 4 feet tall. It's 200 pounds. It's 24-karat gold.
I know it is now.
This is the trophy.
Or in 2KU at
There's
least.
some bad trophies out there, but this boot is a big deal.
It fills your trophy case. It's got girth. It's got weight. You appreciate that. I know everyone's going to say...
What are they talking about?
No, it's not. Louisiana, Arkansas, and the Golden Boot Trophy. That's what it's all about.
They're talking nonsense in the booth here.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Zings it complete to the right. Good pick up a little bit short.
What are they doing? My picker's back online. I lost track at a certain point, and then I came back.
The Razorbacks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Looking for a gap. It's Russell.
Chad, my brain broke.
He is going nowhere.
Nothing.
Stop at the line of scrimmage.
About to approach 3rd and 1.
Very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge.
3rd and 1. They might try a sneak. They won't. They'll do the dive, and he stopped.
Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys.
We'll have to try another field goal.
Getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for it.
Maybe one from beyond 50. This one about 34 yards, and he's got it.
So just inside that right upright. That brings them to within 1.
And what that means is it's a 7-6 game in favor of the LSU Tigers, but the Razorbacks are clawing back into this one.
Nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. And he'll just take a knee.
There's a touchback for LSU. They're back on the field.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long.
2nd and long.
Caught behind the line. It's Anderson. And he was fortunate.
And there's going to be a loss.
Able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Fortunate not to lose yardage, even though he did.
It's like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously?
Now you're talking like a true commentator.
You're talking like me.
They've got to come up with a big play on this
3rd and 11.
Back to throw. It's Nussmeier.
Rockets it, and there you go.
It's Thomas. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the 1st down.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind.
And there's another 1st down for LSU. They've been efficient so far on offense.
Wide receiver going in motion. Out of the gun. The running back has it. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Using his legs, it's Durham. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Man, defense is about getting off the football. And when that defensive line can be disruptive and get in the backfield right away and mess up those pullers actions on those counter plays, it can be really advantageous for the defense. Great job by the defense being hyperactive.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Fires to the right. He's got it. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line after the huge pickup.
Well, I think on that play, you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Motion from the wideout. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play.
Second and long coming up here for LSU.
More by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
To the air, it's Nussmeier. Caught in the backfield, it's Durham.
Out route, nothing.
Make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you've got dialed up on third.
And they have converted their first 2 third-down opportunities, but this one, a 3rd and long.
3rd and 15. Got to convert if you want to keep the production going. He makes the catch, but it's not going to be close.
39, but he is still well short of that first down marker. It'll be 4th down. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards.
56-yarder. There's a flag on the field as the kick is no good.
6 yards out. What a
2 minutes.
And 2 minutes. A bunch of things happening here. And that might be a lucky break for LSU.
You must protect the kicker when he's in a defenseless position like that. That penalty's going to give the offense a first down. He wants to throw it again. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Receiver wasn't ready for
Nothing.
the throw. Incomplete.
3rd down coming up for LSU.
They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force them into a field goal try.
3rd and 10 from the 25.
For a man, it's Nussmeier. Quick strike complete.
Again, not going to be enough for the first down.
That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
And they're going to go for it in their opponent's red zone.
He'll try to throw and pick up the
He's going to try throwing in. He's got it to the 10. Inside the 10-yard line. First down to about the 7.
but not before he sets up this offense.
First and goal.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a cheap-shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
So now with 1st and goal, let's see what LSU does here. He'll set up to throw.
And 1st and goal. The slant route is about the 2.
Completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
I don't know if Big Red approves, but he's doing something.
Here late in the first half. Looking for just one more
Big Red's
yard.
doing the
It's
thing.
2nd and goal. They're going to run it. And this one will be
Going to be
stopped.
stuffed. 3rd and goal.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go.
Just over a minute to go in the half. Arkansas has no timeouts. Handing it off, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tigers.
This time he finds Water, gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that is exactly what you
And that shot feels uncomfortably far away for some reason.
and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution of the drive by
The
that
dark.
offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
Now, whenever Pig Bear gets here, we'll have another matchup with Tigers. Clemson and South Carolina. The winner has a spot locked up in the ACC championship game as the Atlantic Division comes down to one more game.
Capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his spot, and the returner will be brought down. They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. On the move. It's
On first and 10.
and he finds enough running room, and he's marked down at the 20.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Razorbacks can really attack on this second and short. Looking downfield, it's Green. Finds a tight end.
We get past the 30-yard line.
At the 33, and that's what you're looking for when you're
We get out of bounds. I think he did. There are only 7 seconds on the clock.
Much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is.
I'm going to hope we'll see something we've never seen before.
Lost a throw on first down.
Dropped.
It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking downfield.
Last play of the half.
Finds his
I don't know what the point of throwing a short slant like that is. It'll be the end of the half anyway. 14-6 the score after 2. LSU has the lead.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Tigers and Razorbacks. And this linebacker has left his big old paw prints all over this first half. He's been clogging running lanes and forcing turnovers, and even when he's not doing something that shows up on the stat sheet, he's preventing that offense from doing so. A young man with all-American potential. A lot of football still to be played as these two scratch and claw for the right to claim that golden boot.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field.
LSU Tigers, the Bayou Bengals immediately having a big offensive play. All the way to the 50, down to the 46-yard line. They're in Arkansas territory.
His whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising.
Here's the
thing
eye
in
of the
this game so
tiger.
far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the
It's a
entire
thrilled
country.
fight.
They just can't
Rising
get
up
him going.
To the challenge of their rival right here.
Defense, so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And we need more of this.
And LSU might be playing for more than that.
Too much time to throw the football.
I could see them being a front-runner for a national championship spot should Louisville or Michigan fall.
Hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
There's still a lot of teams in the run for that spot.
Just as he released the pass, it's incomplete.
And that's a play on third down This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
And there might be an interesting question we'll have to ask for 2KUs. For 2KUs, who do you include? I think there are only 2 undefeated power teams left, those being Michigan and Louisville.
And Clemson.
Clemson's also undefeated.
Because Georgia had that one loss to Oklahoma early in the year.
Georgia lost. Iowa State has a loss.
Oklahoma has a loss.
Both Washington and Oregon have losses.
Because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
He's got it again.
Then comes the big question: who will be the one that will be left out?
Should they all win out? I think it comes down conference reputation, or just strength of schedule. And with strength of schedule, I think Michigan would be in should they hold, because they have wins against Ohio State, Michigan State, and 2 wins against Wisconsin in their favor. Whereas Louisville's best win in comparison would probably be their championship win against West Virginia. I think it would be Clemson and Michigan in the national championship in that scenario.
Are we going to get another year of 2 national champions?
It'd be the first time it'd be split between power teams since the 80s.
And build some confidence, but the guys around the quarterback, they've now got to step up for this offense.
He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. Looking downfield on first down. Snagged in the middle.
Even more interesting question, what happens if everybody loses in conference championship week?
I think it'll be the next one's up, which should be one of the 2 Pac-12 teams, and possibly probably a Georgia.
I would think it would be the winner of the SEC championship and the Pac-12 championship at that point.
Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun.
Right now, even if those 2 undefeated teams in the non-power conferences, namely Texas State and Nevada, even if they win out through here, we get to see the results in their final games of the year as well as their conference championship games, both of which are locked. I don't think it's going to be enough to sway.
Creative ways of getting this guy the ball as the game goes on here in the second half.
On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. Brought down, but looks as if LSU will pick up the first down.
That is how it's done on 3rd down and short. No doubt about it. An easy hole to get through and clearly get the first down.
If you really want to simplify football, the low man wins. That time the offense got the better of the D. Easily picked that up.
LSU with the 1st and 10 here. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. Here's the pressure.
Gonna throw it out of bounds.
Get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
As this game has been ugly so far.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They'll move the wide receiver. Off play action.
On 2nd and 10,
Got it in the middle. It's short.
has to hold on.
Death Valley has a well-earned rep of being intimidating. It is nice to be the quarterback, to have everything on your side.
And have everything quiet. It's the loudest place by far that I ever played. I mean, for an entire game, they are on their feet, yelling, screaming. Now listen, we can't play all the words they're yelling, Reese, but they are an intimidating group.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows. He can run slants.
Yeah, you gotta watch your language here. There's not a lot we can show on this. Not a lot you can show on these television broadcasts. You gotta be careful of what you say.
Or else the FCC will be on us.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to mess with the FCC.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them.
he's a pretty talented
So watch your fucking mouth.
made big plays for this offense in the past. They have not had any success when they've given
Second and 13.
in this game. And in the third quarter, you're getting a little nervous, I think, if you're the head coach, because he's a guy you need to have.
I'll have you know that's a bit I've planned for the better part of 2 years.
Contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
I had just thought I was gonna slip it in once,
How about the defender making the hit, forcing the
and no one will
Took
know
your
which one.
fucking chance.
Already well within field goal range. Wonder how aggressive they'll be on third and long.
Anyway, back to the family show. 3rd and 13.
To throw, it's Nussmeier. Got out of trouble and throws. Grabbed over the middle. It's
I gotta think there's gotta be somebody who doesn't know us from anything but these videos who just got whiplash with that.
And if it was, then welcome to the show.
On the show, LSU gonna try a field goal here. This one from about 32 yards out, and he makes it. Only 17-6 with that.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And for me, we're getting closer to Christmas here. We got the Christmas markets open.
So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready.
Merry
Christmas
everyone.
is on the way. It's closing in.
On the move from inside
Coming
his
close.
spot. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes and they'll stop it.
LSU, one of the few teams that actually has the 5-yard line marks.
This offense.
That's right, Brandon. That's pretty interesting.
Very little running room, if any, and he just hasn't had anywhere to go in this one.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something
Welcome
going.
to
They're
2K
losing.
history.
They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Got room to work. He's brought down, but now
So 3rd and 5.
turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the
3rd
run.
5.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job,
3-5.
buying time. He's trying to throw
What
the
a
football
year.
downfield. Nothing there.
I don't know what
So
happened there.
Instead of throwing it
3rd down and 5
complete, just get what you can get.
into the 3rd quarter.
Looking downfield, it's Green. Fires one high and
Air in the rainbow out there as it's swatted away, and Arkansas stalls once again.
take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
This offense has had some struggles early in this game so far. They're just trying to get something going, and so you take a shot. You try to find your best one-on-one matchup and see if they can make a play. The defense
On
was
4th and
ready
5,
for it.
here's the
Coverage
punt.
on the back end. They look very
Punts away.
prepared. All 11 guys on defense right now playing together as one.
Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set
And a
up
1st
the
down.
return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake.
And he
But
stopped.
maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play call.
Now, if you want, well, when Pickford does his parts, I could do another game that we haven't done yet in our simulations.
Take advantage of on this defense to
We
get
keep
What was
the
that?
doubleheader spirit alive.
And just keep moving
When
the ball
Pickford
down.
gets here, I could do another game when we have our doubleheader. So we keep the doubleheader alive.
Maybe shoot him a message. We'll see if
Got it behind the line. It's Brown.
how long he'll be, as we're now about 2 minutes left in the 3rd.
Just a bit short.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
The Tigers come to the line needing just inches.
My mom took me out to a
He'll go to the
like a psychic festival
You know, when your QB sneaking as a quarterback, you
to get the 1st down. I got myself a crystal.
determined based on
I don't know what it does, but it looks cool.
That's a decision there by the quarterback.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. He'll pull it on the read. There he goes. And he won't
Gonna be just short of the 1st.
there, but boy,
As right now, it's been all LSU on offense.
2 inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. The Tigers have their whole open here on 2nd and inches. To the air, it's Nussmeier.
On 2nd and inches, and that's going to be a comfortable amount of time for a first down.
It's a pickup of 10 and a first down.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Tries a spin move, doesn't get anything out of it. It's going to be first down.
It's a nice play call there.
And the Tiger proves by screaming, but no one could hear him scream.
Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to.
He wants to scream, but he has no mouth, but he must still scream.
That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Stuffed.
He stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody.
It's the end of the third as we got 2 guys standing right there.
Touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 8, and again, they're in Arkansas field goal range.
Back to pass. And that's gonna
Dropped in that field of pixels there. It's going to be 3rd down and 8.
match up there. 3rd down coming.
Meanwhile, in some sports news
Trying to pick up a first
for
down.
me recently, I met Emilio Putraqueño. For those who don't know, he's the director of Real Madrid
How about that?
Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier.
and former player as well.
3rd and 10. The arc is up there. It's picked off. Finally, some momentum for Arkansas.
Takes the pick back to the 32-yard line, and now this offense will be in business.
We still got time. Great job by the defense doing the most important thing, getting the ball back to their offense. Now the offense has to answer the bell.
And the eye stares.
The turnover. Now the offense, your turn.
The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive.
Oh. A lot of hard hits so far.
Just a short game.
You gotta like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch of these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Looking on play action, rounding the corner. It's taken them long enough, but finally we're getting some production from Arkansas in the 4th quarter.
All the way to the 44.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's the big-time moment. In the 4th quarter, you know the ball.
You know, I am happy to announce one thing for next season.
Ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
What's the announcement?
We have multiple international games happening in week 0.
Tell us a bit about that. I don't think we have teams yet or not, but
No, not exactly just yet for all those locations, but for some, there might be some suggestions of teams. Of course, we got our traditional Dublin game. Happens every year. No teams have been selected for that one just yet. But we also have a game in London, where it seems like we might get 2 Big 12 teams playing in that one. Which ones? There haven't been any confirmation just yet on that.
And the Razorbacks in a good spot here with 2nd and short.
We will also be getting a Germany game, which is believed to be between a possibility of Michigan
First
against
down.
Western Michigan.
fumble, and LSU's got it.
He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact
And then we have ourselves a Brazil game where two ACC teams are looking at playing the game there.
I think I have heard Michigan Western playing in Germany. That's
well, that was going to be in real life, but then that got moved back to the States. But let's just say we're going to acknowledge that part that should have been happened.
I think it'd be cool to have an Ivy League game in Europe. Oh, big run here. He's got all day. Still on his feet to the 45.
Well, we might have some news about the NFL having another international game coming soon.
Yeah, and the staff never gave up on him too, right? They kept giving him opportunities, and maybe that's the run that starts to open things up here.
The place that's currently rumored to get an NFL game is actually France.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
How about the job by this defense today?
And this time, it's not playing in it.
Running back, we talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense. Stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
On 2nd down and 10, and another big run.
The current rumors that the NFL wants the New Orleans Saints to be playing in Paris either next season or the season after that.
Interesting.
They already announced a Melbourne game for next season's confirmed.
Going back to Aussie.
That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
They've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
In defense, you have to have great eyes. You have to have good vision on the quarterback to be able to see it. You could tell he's throwing the football right now. Watch the defense react, come up, get the wide receiver on the ground. He goes nowhere.
And the Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the
3rd and 1.
They'll try to move
And there's another big 1st down. LSU is... They haven't been scoring a lot, but they've just been beating up this Arkansas defense.
And this offense does it again on 3rd down. They have been so elite on 3rd down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built a lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
They're going to go right back to him on 1st down.
Weaving on 1st and 10. Going to make it 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
Weaving inside the 5. And we go down to 2.
Man, that's the advantage of having a good coaching staff that teach these players in this type of situation with the lead late in the game. You want to stay in the field of play and keep the clock ticking. They do that after that nice run.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal.
Let's see what they do on 2nd and goal. Stuffed.
And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right?
Gonna run it up the middle. Touchdown, LSU.
That might be the dagger to end the game.
It might be enough to do it.
That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into
Might be
this
the claw to do it.
running the ball, being the more physical team. And they
Those people are showing Arkansas the L.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And And now with the extra point, they're up
Pick is
by
up and good.
18 here in the fourth. They took it 71 yards down the field and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was
Stuff.
looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. To the ground with the back.
Gonna run it up the middle. Finally, some life on offense. Hopefully it doesn't end the way their last drive did.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
Gonna air it. Has a man open over the middle of the field. He's gone. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Let's see. Let's see. There's some life left.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
It's so challenging to stop the middle of the field passes deep down. You stretch me in these zones. I got to run with you in man. It's always a good idea to run those deep posts, and you could tell they saw it all the way. Receiver, quarterback on same page, gets the big touchdown.
Lining up for the PAT. And after making the extra point,
It'll be up and good.
24-13. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did.
Now
with
you
that
have
touchdown
two,
pass to finish
about
off a two-play
just
drive.
slightly under 3 minutes.
They are running out of time.
Going
here.
for an onside.
Get the ball back. They'll line up
High
for the
bounce.
onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as
They tried the onside, but LSU gets it.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. That running game was impressive.
I don't think we've seen a successful onside kick, right?
Yeah, just mauling. No secret.
What was up?
calls, just simply, we are more
I don't think we've seen a successful onside kick that I know of.
I don't think so.
Next drive, take a
We
look
might
at
have.
the safeties and see if they're creeping up into the box. Because of your success running the football, this might be time to take a shot down the field.
One of our few fans, do the research for us, please.
Where to go, just stopped in his tracks.
We'll give you a cookie. We don't have a cookie, but we'll give you one.
By the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Scanning the field, it's Nussmeier.
On 3rd and 4, that first down might be enough.
Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19.
I thought he went out of bounds, so that time it would have been kind of bad.
Ball back and preserve time for their offense. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a young.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Would you order the loaded wings?
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10.
I would, but we're about to have tacos when we're done here.
Hand off from the shotgun.
Ooh. And he
Showed
stopped.
off a few moves, but not enough to get away from all of those defenders as they stop him for a loss.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Leaves it with the running back. He did not.
They get stuffed. It's 4th and 11.
Yeah, and really good 3rd down situational defense. You know it's 3rd and long. You know the pass play's coming. Defense was ready. Nice job forcing the 4th down.
So how good you feeling right now if you're on offense in this situation? You want to just play conservative? You want to punt it over and let your defense finish out the game? Or do you trust your quarterback?
Kick is up.
Go make a play
You're in good.
and win the game right now.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. His drive will open from the 15. To the air, it's Green.
Gonna air it over. It's caught. And with 30 seconds left, we're just ticking down the seconds here. LSU winning their way into the SEC championship. They've won it. They won it in 2021 and 2022. It'll be their first trip since that 22 chip.
Coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to play.
I don't think you have enough time to make it down the field.
To stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play.
And these Tigers truly are survivors. They'll head to Atlanta 11-1 with the win over Arkansas.
LSU takes down Arkansas in the battle for the Golden Boot. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
And that will do it up for us right here. Thank you
That'll
so
be
much
it.
everyone for watching.
Sorry about that. That'll be it for our second game. We'll be back in a few with Clemson and South Carolina. Stay tuned to the 2KU. And we are back for the final game of our stream here. It's supposed to be a multi-view, but our other
So
view
much
is not here
regulation.
today. Clemson, #1 in the country as they host South Carolina. A spot in the ACC championship game is on the line. If you remember a few years ago, Virginia Tech was the #1 team in the country, or #1 team in the ACC. They were undefeated entering their game against Virginia. But the Cavaliers upset them to steal their spot in the championship game. Could the South Carolina Gamecocks do the same to Clemson tonight? It's been a one-sided rivalry as of late. Clemson has dominated this series. South Carolina has quietly put together one of their best campaigns in recent memory.
So South Carolina's offense will start this game off. One of the biggest and best surprises of the 2024 season was just how good South Carolina was. That was evident when they went into Death Valley and fought until the bitter end and pulled one out against Clemson.
And
South Carolina gets things started. And immediately they got a good play up through the air.
Clemson remembers this because Lenora Sellers takes off. It takes the 20-yard scramble with a minute left. Like, Clemson made so many mistakes, was very much in the football game. But, Jesse, this one stung a year ago.
It did. This defense for Clemson, they've got to be able to get off the field. You mentioned Lenora Sellers, David. He ran the ball 16 times. He was a workhorse on the ground for South Carolina. So for the defending ACC champions, if they're going to get this win in this big rivalry game, defensively, they have got to be great on third down.
2nd and 11 now. South Carolina's on the field. Take us through the Gamecocks so far, Danny.
Yeah. All right. So for the South Carolina Gamecocks, their schedule it started off easy, then went downhill pretty quickly at the start. They first played Wofford, who is now going down to the FCS, but then they had to play against Tennessee and LSU. They lost both those teams. There were pretty shocking losses, to say at least. Considering that, well, number one, South Carolina was projected to be a lot better, but also these teams went surprisingly pretty well, with the exception of Tennessee.
I think South Carolina has very much exceeded expectations because Carolina was not expected to be great this year. They're expected to improve because they've had some really rough stretches the past few seasons, but not like this.
But then they did get one win against Boston College, but then they went back to losing against Miami. Then afterward, they started winning. They beat NC State, they beat Florida State, they beat Maryland, they beat Virginia, they beat Wake Forest, they then beat FCS Stony Brook for some late season FCS action. And they played against Clemson at the end. Clemson right here. So they're currently sitting tied for, well, just in second for the ACC Atlantic. But if they do beat Clemson, they technically take the first spot because of tiebreakers.
You're the offensive coordinator here. Maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down,
I don't know about tiebreakers. I think the tiebreaker would be South Carolina beating Clemson.
Yeah, they were both the same record, but because one won against the other.
Oh, look out. He's got all day to run. Touchdown, South Carolina. And by the way, welcome to the show, South Carolina.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And Tiger stands there menacingly.
The last time we saw these two teams, or last time we saw Clemson, was against Georgia Tech, I believe.
Yep, right in the stadium. And Clemson won the game.
They get the first 7 of the game. An 84-yard drive there, and the capper came on a 34-yard jaunt to the end zone. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd.
It's now Clemson onto the field. And we'll hear from now Heisman finalist Tony Moore out of Clemson.
So Clemson's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well.
First and 10, stuffed.
Really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
He'll keep it himself. And he is
Gonna be stuffed after the short run. Oh, he's slow to get up.
Great job by the defense, holding the line of scrimmage, playing downhill, playing responsibility football, making sure they shut down that option play.
And Clemson welcomes you to Death Valley.
Always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Dropping back, it's
On 3rd and 8. Screen play. Not going to be enough.
He's knocked down just short of the
Sorry about that.
30 at the 29
I almost choked my drink.
Brings up 4th down.
Bless you.
And I think if I'm a QB, I like the decision. I get it to my running back who's really good after the catch and really good with the ball in his hands, but the defense did the job. They got him on the ground. They gave up some yards, but they forced
Remember,
him to
kids, don't choke.
Don't choke.
Hunt is on its way.
And for Clemson, don't Clemson.
Fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead.
Handoff doesn't go anywhere. It's a 2nd and 13.
This defense is they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Goodness gracious, if you blinked, you missed it. Horrible blocking up front. Defender gets in there so fast.
Did he line up in the backfield? Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll run play action. Had the pick in his hand.
Incomplete.
Hang on, and you just won't see that from him very often. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, nice coverage, and you'd like to snag that interception, but there's always a reason why these thoroughbred athletes play defense. It's usually because of their lack of hands, like you just saw.
This place is getting loud and proud on 3rd and 13. Into traffic and caught all the way past the 45.
And he gets it to the 45. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And
I think Pig Bear's back online now,
that's your playmaker, that's your guy.
Right.
but it's a little too late. Oh, he's still on his feet. Look at that play. And he's got room to work.
How about this sophomore learning when
Shedding the sacker and gets a 1st down and then some.
Instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field, and he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, go get the 1st down, keep this drive rolling.
Hey, if anything, then we could tell Austin to do App State Georgia Southern. I'm sure he will love that.
to the wideout.
Caught
He caught it. Works his way
inside the 5-yard line.
have it 1st and goal.
I thought you were doing that one before the stream started.
This defense couldn't stop a
No, I did other games, but I didn't do that one. I thought about doing that one, but then I had to go do something else, and then I thought okay, maybe it'll be after.
On 1st and goal, pitch play. Gonna be just short of the end zone.
Defense bottles him up.
This is a hard defense to run to the outside against because of their speed. You saw in that last play their ability to go sideline to sideline, win at the point of attack as they shut down.
And for how many wins Clemson has racked up the past few seasons, they have not played in the ACC title game since we started.
So there's not a lot of space in there to run. I
Yep,
would get
they've always been one of those like lurking outside.
He gets out
For many years, we went through a divisionless model, but then since the ACC expanded to 14, they then added divisions.
Physical. They're trying to run this ball in down close.
And, well, it seems like Clemson got the better end of the divisional stick compared to other teams.
On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here.
Considering the other division has Virginia Tech, who is...
As they sneak in, touchdown, Gamecocks.
The defense knew coming into this game they were
And considering the other division has Virginia Tech historically been the team of the ACC, Georgia Tech, who was a predominant powerhouse in the SEC before joining the ACC, Miami, who has, of course has a lot of history, Dave Show, who was a rising star, and then of course there were just the wild cards of Virginia, Duke, and North Carolina. Meanwhile, in this division, like, yeah, they have Clemson and South Carolina, but the rest of the division's been underperforming.
The only team from the Atlantic that has made a championship, we've only had twice teams from the Atlantic make the championship game, or what's now the Atlantic make the ACC title game since we started. That was Florida State in 2021 and Wake Forest this season.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect.
But you think about the matchups: it's Virginia Tech, Florida State, Virginia Tech, North Carolina. You had 2022. That was Virginia Tech. That was Virginia Tech, North Carolina. 2023, it was Virginia and Duke. 2024, that was Wake Forest against Georgia Tech.
Need to put something together on this drive. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25.
important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work.
It's been a while since the ACC, as the Tiger window stares at me, it's been a while since the ACC has truly been a national contender. Even with Virginia Tech at their best, they've still found ways to just miss the title game. They were the last ACC team to win a national championship back in 2020.
You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. From the gun, running back gets the give.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so
And there's the
fast.
paw.
Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Does the paw approve?
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
On 2nd and 5. Over the middle of the field, and the paw approves of a first down, Clemson.
For a quarterback as highly touted as Cade Klubnik was, I think he would even tell you he started slowly, but man, the progression, the improvement has been exponential, Jesse.
It has, Reese, and he's played big in big
All
games
done by
as
Big
of late.
Paw.
Think back to last year's ACC championship game, and then I would argue his game against Texas, even in the loss in the playoff, that might have been his best game of the season, making throw after throw.
Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Highly recruited, and if he plays up to that standard week in, week out, Clemson's going to be really tough to beat.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake.
On play action, he'll throw it. And that hook route gets another first down. It'll be the end of the first quarter. It's 14-0 South Carolina, but Clemson is charging down the field to make their first score.
South Carolina has the lead. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. This could be a pivotal moment.
As we talked about South Carolina, let's talk about Clemson.
And they try to find a way to answer.
Yep, Clemson, they're still undefeated, so unfortunately you don't have any losses to poke and make fun at, but for the schedule, they did at least have a pretty competitive one. They first start off with Troy, which is one of the better teams in the Sun Belt. They then went on the road to Pitt, which is a team who has been a on-off team in the Big East as of recently, but they have at least had a history against Clemson. Then they played against the Citadel in their military appreciation game. But then they had the APB Memorabilia Bowl.
Uh-oh, look out.
Oof. Looks like. And they had the APB Memorabilia Bowl against Blue Ridge. But then they went on for the rivalry game against Boston College. They then had their bye week, where then afterward was the game that put them on the map. Clemson, Georgia Tech.
They absolutely demolished that Georgia Tech team.
And I think that loss was the one that broke Georgia Tech, as afterwards they are no longer ranked and are still going bowling, yes, but not as impressive as they were before. Then they had wins against Wake Forest, NC State, then their second bye week, then Florida State, Duke, Maryland, which was a pretty good win because they crushed Maryland. And then here they are against South Carolina.
Trying to round the corner there. Look at the 3-yard line, 3rd and goal.
Still some work to do here on 3rd and goal from the 3. From the gun, wants to pass.
On 3rd down and goal. He's going to run it himself. Throws it quickly. Doesn't find a guy. I think he probably would have been better just running it.
It brings up a 4th down.
And look at the quarterback, look at the players on offense.
4th and goal. What do they do? Do they get aggressive?
I don't think they will. I would get aggressive on 4th and goal from the 3, but they'll take the field goal.
When you've done all that work, you want to capitalize and you want to score a
Kick is
touchdown.
up and good.
It's good. Easy call for the refs. It's our forced to settle for the field goal.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
on the run from inside his own 5.
The 20-yard line. South Carolina back on the field as they've controlled the matchup so far.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. The give to the back. Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back.
And there's the Rock.
Howard.
From Death Valley, California to Death Valley, South Carolina.
They turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because.
Feel kind of random? Yes. But do we love it? Yes.
There's first down.
Knocked down at the 31 after a gain of 5.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
Play action play on 1st and 10. Someone had a clear sack, but they avoid doing it. That's enough for first down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Grabbed in the middle.
Some sort of short route across the middle of the field there. It's going to be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for South Carolina.
It's been a little bizarre with the chicken curse, and it's a bit unusual, too, because the state school, South Carolina, isn't the perennial football power.
No, but it's kind of had its ebbs and flows, a little bit back and forth. Some great coaches on both sides, but the in-state...
On 2nd and 7 over the middle field, that spinning catch. South Carolina.
This is one of the better ones, though, because you just never know what
They have been gashing the Clemson defense today. They have the secret sauce.
Got to be better in coverage. You want to get off the field?
Lost in
You
the
got to
sauce.
keep defending. You got to do something to make the offense feel uncomfortable.
Of course, the sauce in this case is barbecue.
For this offense.
We are in the South after all. South Carolina, home of my favorite barbecue sauce, that really good mustard sauce they make down there.
Mustard!
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. Looking to throw on 1st down.
Gonna air it out there, caught. Inside the 10 is gonna be a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line there for South Carolina.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So
And we even these teams.
If your QB can put some
Yep.
air on it and throw it outside of the guy, but
Well,
coverage
it's just like
will
what the
really
definition
mess throws
says.
out, bro.
The Gamecocks line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with
Into the end zone, touchdown, South Carolina.
touchdown Gamecocks.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
Point after, making a 21-3 ball game.
And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. So it's an 80-yard drive, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The game, originally held during the State Fair in Columbia as Big Thursday, was officially named the Palmetto Bowl in 2014. A trophy came a year later, replacing the old Hardee's Bowl trophy.
Very apropos, a silver palm tree for the Palmetto Bowl. That makes sense, David. This is the
I've actually never seen that trophy.
in the state of South Carolina. I know this is a game that you and I have really
hill.
enjoyed watching over the years.
But are they the king of the
so
hills?
much fun and the definition, Jesse, of hate all throughout the state. And bragging rights to whoever wins this football game and gets that trophy.
Looking to throw, it's clubbed it. Makes the
Airing it out.
He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
That had to be a coverage bust.
The
because
hill.
there's no way one of the best receivers in the country was that wide open. Somebody on defense wasn't where they were supposed to be. They had their eyes in the wrong place. That should not happen ever.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Complete with conviction. On
2nd and 1.
Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
And that's just a timing route. And if I'm a quarterback and they're going to sit back in zone, when I run those crossers, man, I just wait for that zone window to open up, anticipate it a little bit, chunk that thing, and let my receiver do the rest of the work.
They're looking to throw on 2nd and
Got the
short.
first.
There's the first down.
They drag him down, but not before he picks up a Clemson first down.
That might be the play that turns the momentum in this game, right? They're getting blown out right now on the scoreboard. It's late in the half. They've got to come away with a touchdown, but that might be the guy you need
Big
to keep
Tiger
going back
stares
to in
at
the
us
passing game to get yourself back in this
menacingly.
Off play action on first down.
Steps way back on play action.
Got a man. It's Randall.
Step out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
After the good gain.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to. And you
got to think back if this result holds.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game. Now
This does rank up with that loss to Virginia by Virginia Tech as one of the biggest eggs laid by a top-ranked team
just what they were looking for.
with championship ambitions.
In business at the 35 with a first down.
Like, think about this scenario. This team breezed through their schedule, 11-0, entering this game, and they have yet to score a touchdown as we approach halftime. Virginia Tech at least kept it close with Virginia.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10.
They'll need a lot to come back here.
Oh, they're after him.
There's a flag on the play as he's brought down.
That goes down, but there is a penalty marker right
It'll probably be against Carolina.
and this may go against the
An offsides penalty.
Oof.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
That's not going to help much. 2nd and 5.
that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense came into this one prepared for these quick receiver screen passes. Nice job beating blocks at the point of attack and rallying to the football.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's
2nd and 5. He's going to air it out. Caught inside the 10-yard line. Timeout, South Carolina.
for the first down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. This offense needs a little something to feel good about going to halftime. A chance to chip away here on 1st and goal.
On 1st and goal to the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina's arch rival, Clemson. Had to save that one
The other
there.
team from South Carolina. The other team from South Carolina.
Touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more
And the
than
Tigers
like,
smell
they got the
something
touchdown,
in the
they
air.
cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all
It's
the
not
juices, all
mustard.
Listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Probably Marcus from VR chat.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 21 to 10. A 70-yard touchdown drive, and they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the
So now, well, at the end of this game, will storming the field actually be deserved for Clemson?
Set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
Not if this score is the same.
On the move from inside his
You might see a South Carolina storming after.
really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Trying to beat
Gonna air it out there. Has him in open.
on the outside.
Oh no, he's
20,
gone.
10,
Touchdown, South Carolina.
Running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, South Carolina.
Man, there are times a quarterback and receiver just have the unspoken language. He's lined up to the left side. He's looking down. There's nobody in the middle of the field. The quarterback kind of just winks at him and says, I'm throwing you this post.
At the end of
You
this
go
game,
get
then
it.
South Carolina will have one important question.
Man, that is
Where will we
exactly
end
what
on top?
Stop looking at me like that.
Mom, I'm scared.
I'm sorry.
They'll try to add
Point after coming up now for South Carolina.
Blame Austin for this, not us.
And with the extra point, they're on top by 18.
APB wanted to do this game.
If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff,
Since
and
he
that
isn't
last
here,
score was
we
a
have
real
the two
buzzkill
things
for
in
this
our own
crowd.
way.
He'll start the return inside his
Yeah, we gotta improvise.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start
Okay, good. We are rolling. Good to know.
If we weren't rolling, this would have been sad.
Yeah.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for
Man, if we were for every time that we did a stream without realizing we were recording, we would have 2 nickels.
Nice job being on the
It's not a lot, but a stranger would happen twice.
Offense gets set for second down. Looking to go up top in times, running out in the half. Tackled at the 28. It's a pickup of 5.
It's the Tiger. It's
We
there.
got a timeout here late in the first
After the
half,
first
and they'll
down.
try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on first down from the 28. Looking to throw on first down. He's got his man across the middle. The
Brought down at the
offense
36-yard line.
second one they've used this half. The Tigers can really attack on this second and short. Back to throw, time running short.
Over the middle of the field. It's caught at the 49-yard line. 48-yard line is where it'll be ruled.
This is a great way to control tempo.
Now, if we want, we
control
could
the
do
game, feeding the
plan.
tight end, and they've done it beautifully here in the first half.
I wanted not to do one today since it's championship deciding week.
He's too good to be covered by linebackers. You like your matchup versus
Just in case this game gets too out of hand.
Whatever you want to do, I'm going to find the big fella because he's going to be open most of the time.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Caught close to the marker, it's Williams. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half.
At the end of the first half here,
It's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, the palm tree
it'll be 28-10. Clemson trailing South Carolina right now.
And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've
This coach may not be happy in the locker rooms.
forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of
And everything is on the line here for Clemson.
plays. Man or zone, pick your poison. Or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line. With that, let's send it back to the guys to see how the battle between South Carolina and Clemson plays out.
And the Gamecocks will kick it off to start the second half.
Kick is away. Taken from the Clemson end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it.
As right now, 18 points separate these teams.
28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense?
Please
around
stop
the-
staring at me like that.
Stop it.
I wish there was like a setting where you could like
They're dealing
lower down, like when which ones we get like less views. Give us some crowd shots or something. Like keep on giving us that.
Uh-oh, look out.
Whoa,
He's got a lot of room
40,
to go all the way inside the
30.
30.
And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need.
You see, that's a lot better to show than Tiger Head 4.
What a dynamic play on that last one. Flips the field, and they've got it 1st and 10 from the 28. Going to the running game. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Lost the fire on 2nd down.
Pressure's coming. He'll throw it out of bounds.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the 2nd half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing.
They really need to get into the end zone to have this drive be a somewhat success.
Trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Looking for the end zone.
It's to the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown. Impressive catch.
What a grab.
We ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works.
Meanwhile, I'm watching history possibly being made in real-life college football.
At least you got the party started.
Ready to try the point after. And they make the extra point.
Extra point's up and good.
28-17.
And the gap is closing. It's only an 11-point difference right now.
And they finish things up with a dart from 24 yards out. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. And after that last score, this is just a 2-possession game now, and they'll be looking to find some cushion on this drive. Crosses the 30, he's got
Look at that big run.
That's the kind of play that can really get you
263 yards today. 2 TDs through the air.
You got a wide receiver that's a beast.
And hello, Austin.
Very, very difficult.
Welcome to the call.
I play physical and maybe even shade the side.
Football.
South Carolina's about to be deleted.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive.
Delete South Carolina.
Play action. Gonna air it out there. Caught in traffic inside the 50. They're back in Clemson territory.
Into the 46-yard line, it'll be 1st down.
Football.
One of the things I love about the passing game we've seen on offense so far
Football.
is just how good the decisions have been
Football.
by the quarterback. He's not being
Don't worry, guys. We might actually have history being made in the SEC right now.
They've scored points because of that, but
What? Yeah, Vandy's doing it. They're up. I saw.
Vanderbilt's beating Tennessee. Vanderbilt's right outside the playoff.
Vanderbilt's going to go to the playoff.
They love the
Also, where
SEC.
Playoff.
Where are the
We're
orange
gonna get Vandy to
bushes?
play Miami.
Didn't get
Football.
1st down. It's 2nd and 9.
Oh, if you want to do a multi-stream game, then you could do Georgia Southern App State.
Get our multi-view
could.
in here.
Catch in the middle. It's Smith.
It had to be a
Racing through this defense, and they've
shot.
Shout out to our kicker for making one from 48, then missing from 45.
How about
We're not going to a bowl game, guys. We're not going to a bowl game.
Welcome to the club.
will have it 1st and
Welcome. We can play in the Sean Clark Memorial Bowl.
I'm in the club.
It's Sellers.
That sounds rude to his legacy. Honestly, rest in peace,
R.I.P.
Sean Clark.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and He's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the
Let me get this ready for a simulcast.
That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
I'm probably gonna go eat soon. I'm kind of hungry, so I might come back and do App State Georgia Southern later. I'll stay on the call while I go eat, but
It'll have to be an abbreviated game probably since we're already deep into the third.
what? Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, in Fortnite, Hatsune Miku was the one that saved the day.
You try running a basketball game potentially, get some cross-brand synergy.
Crap! I got a new phone, and the teams didn't save.
Gonna air it out to the corner of the end zone. Dropped. Broken up.
Yeah, I told you on the stream the other night why my phone just stopped working.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have a brand new phone.
Here's the 4th down field goal attempt from 35. It's good, but there's a flag on the play. Some laundry out there. That's gotta be backbreaking.
We can have App State, Georgia State for us.
A costly special teams penalty. You've got to know your path in front of the kicker. Offense comes back on the field.
On 1st and goal.
The snap sets up the throw.
Football.
Gets to about the 5-yard line. The other results went pretty much chalk. Michigan beat Ohio State in Columbus to start our night off. Then we had a win by LSU over Arkansas. They cruised over Arkansas and Baton Rouge to make it to the SEC championship game. So we have both those championship games decided. Uh-oh. Sheds a tackler.
Stopped.
Gets all the way to the 3-yard line. He had the highlight of the game earlier, turning what was a sure sack into a 20-yard gain as he'll throw to the end zone. Short. He could not get there. And Clemson holds, likely to a field goal here. They'll make it a 14-point game. Oh no, they're going to go for it on their arrival.
SpaghettiOs, and he's
stopped. And that's the best. That might have not been the best case scenario for Clemson because they got a 1st down at their 1. Handoff in the end zone. Gets about a yard or 2.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half. After that last play, it's pretty obvious.
Wait. Do you guys hear that? We are not in the first half.
You need to be able to score some points, so either get it
Uh-oh.
Restart the game.
Rocket's been really weird.
I thought it was loose there, but I don't know what happened. He thought we were in the first half. We are in the 3rd quarter.
Want a quarterback to get stuck on
All right,
guys, isn't it, David?
Yep.
Right now, we can watch Washington State against Oregon State on the CW.
The Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, this is round 2. They better have a part 3 next week if Washington State wins one.
They do?
They do that?
So,
They just don't have a ton of yards on
I would want that.
to show for it at this point.
Bro, what are we thinking for?
I don't think any team. I'm sure back in the day they played teams like twice in a year. I've never known anyone who's played a team 3 times in the year.
Are we thinking traditional against traditional or
Just anybody against anybody.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver.
Has there ever been a game where 2 teams have played each other, or a season where 2 teams have played each other 3 times?
And the Tigers with
looking that up now.
What time's this kick? Did FAU win?
I don't think we know yet.
Back to throw. It's
All right.
On 2nd and 12.
Is the App State game a night game or is it 3 o'clock game?
I think it's 3 o'clock.
Let me swap over onto your stream as well so we can get the split. As App State,
you could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later.
And there we go. App State and Georgia Southern kicking off from Boone.
So the third down screen just gets torn apart and they'll get nothing.
And I get it. I get a screen on third down. You're expecting pressure, try to run the screen right behind it, but the defense did a really good job. You could tell they saw it, made a great individual play, breaking on the football, getting the running back on the ground.
Oh crap! Also, it is not. It was a calm 30 degrees today in Boone, not 75 as it says on that.
To get a return. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O.
Yes.
Caught over the middle. It's Smith. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches.
Joey, to answer your question, yes.
There you see the bind that
How?
put a defender in. That
Happened
linebacker had to
twice.
make a decision. Was the running back going to get the ball? He thought so.
First
so
time
he
was
bit
between
up
Lehigh and
allowed the slot
Lafayette.
to be thrown in behind.
And the
They played each other
Gamecocks
3
under
times in
line this
1891.
situation, You might see a shot play.
All right.
And TCU played against Baylor 3 times
Uh-oh.
in 1919.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be stuff before even the AP poll existed.
Let me see if I can find something more modern. There's like some first ones I found.
Because I remember New Mexico State played Liberty twice in a year, a little while ago. And that was the first time I'd ever seen 2 teams play each other in the same year in regular season play.
Here's the handoff.
Stuffed.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And as the clock ticks down, South Carolina's going to need stops like this if they want to claw back into this game. It's 28-17, Gamecocks. As the clock ticks down.
And talk about spread.
All I know is in real life, Clemson won, so all's good and right.
On the number of targets we've seen.
Besides, why would you be ranked in like the top 15 preseason and definitely go 4-7? Actually, no. I will say this: Clemson seeing its biggest 2 rivals be ranked top 15 preseason, and both have losing seasons back-to-back years. Life is sure sweet.
Who's your other rival? Florida State?
Florida State, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say either Georgia or Florida State's Clemson's second.
Because the one I thought it was Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd say Georgia probably nowadays.
I'd say Florida State because you played each other more often than Georgia.
Yeah, I hate Georgia more than I hate Florida State, but I still don't like Florida State by any means.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking.
3rd and 5.
Florida State. Woo!
They'll go to the ground.
Stuffed.
That alertness and that swarming D to keep him from getting the first down.
And are they going to make it a 17-point deficit here?
You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
This is
They're going for it.
range here, but it looks as if they'll go for it on 4th down.
It wouldn't be a 17-point deficit. It'd be another 11-point deficit. My apologies.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it.
Going to air it out. Has him in
got it.
open. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Carolina.
Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. South Carolina starting to feel a little cocky, and why not, as they stretch the lead on Clemson.
They're cocky, and they should be the way they're dominating this game on both sides of the ball. They are bringing it to Clemson.
I just know Dave Show would have a really good joke.
And they are jacked out of their mind right now to be putting it on their instinct.
But I would have a better one. We can't say it on this streams. Join us for the after show.
For legal reasons, my lawyers told me not to say this joke.
Mm-hmm.
He'll try to tack on one more.
Point after is up and good.
They're up by 18 here in the 4th. So that high-scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they cap it off with a 32-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. Fielded in the end zone. It's Randall. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes
Playing something for a touchback. Let me
looking for a man.
split the screen here.
Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. That's reeled in. It's Williams. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain.
They're down in 7 now for Clemson. There's got to be a shadow of some desperation now. It's your undefeated season. This might be a there goes your championship moment.
Can I interfere real quick?
He's going to run with it. He's still going.
It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man, though. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football, hang tackle, and you're going to win this game.
Touchdown App State. There's a bit of freeze on that stream. But,
Yeah, good guys.
gonna air it out. Clemson's moving downfield.
A big play gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. And yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
It's an 18-point deficit right now. Scrambling. Still going.
First down.
Sometimes as a quarterback, you just need to take the game over yourself. You need points to win, and it's going to come down to you throwing it or maybe running it like you just saw there to get that done.
The Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Looking downfield, it's Klubnik.
Oh, he's got it open. Touchdown, Clemson.
Yeah.
The defense just lost track of it. There's no other explanation. I've got to assume they knew he was in an eligible position.
Or it was just ridiculously good scheming on the offense, Reese. I mean, just an unbelievable job of getting your guy wide open.
Set for the point after.
Very pixelated for the App State game on ESPN Plus.
So a drive there of 80
streaming quality.
And they cap it off with a
Yeah.
35-24. Clemson not far out of it now.
And this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes.
Once again, it's an 11-point deficit.
Not a lot of space.
Give me the word.
Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
On 2nd and 9, it's caught. Brought down immediately after that. 3rd and 3 coming up.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get concerned.
Stop looking at me like that. I didn't do this. This was the game.
You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive.
Staring at us, wanting to do something.
Because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
They're down in 3. He's going to air it. Oh, he's got all day to catch it to the 45.
And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
Defense just hasn't had an
Should this result hold, it'll be South Carolina's first trip to the ACC Championship game since 2013.
Position, and here in the 4th quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
The Gamecocks have it with
They won that en route to an Orange Bowl appearance.
He'll pull it on the read. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 3.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the 1st down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback.
Oh yeah, we also had a big comeback in the FCS playoffs today in real life.
They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here.
Uh-oh. That's a lot of running room. 25. Pushed out of bounds.
22. Good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And with runs like that, I'm not sure this offense.
Yeah, in real life, with 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, Youngstown State led Yale 42-14. Yale won 43-42. Touchdown App State.
Touchdown App State.
Yeah.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
On 1st and 10.
He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And this is a perfect situation. This is a situation, if you asked me to be in before the game, the coaches would have been in heaven. I got the football. I got the lead on their side.
My question is, why on earth is Oklahoma playing LSU to end the year?
Run the clock. Let that thing
Yeah.
Because Texas A&M is playing against Texas. And Missouri's playing against Arkansas.
You know who should be playing against each other? LSU and Arkansas. And
You know who should be playing against Oklahoma to end the year? Oklahoma State.
you know, App State should have been playing in the year. Georgia Southern.
To the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're
You
going
know,
to
UCF should be playing, not BYU.
Yeah.
Why is BYU not playing Utah? They're in the same conference. That's not an excuse anymore. Touchdown, South Carolina.
They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
It's another good decision by the quarterback. You've got to be impressed here. On that one, he finds his tight end, but all game long, whether it's receivers or running backs or tight ends, wherever the best one-on-one matchup has been, he's been able to take advantage of it, and that's why they've been able to score so many points.
41-24 the score right now.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And now with
Up
the extra point,
and
they're
good.
up by 18 here in the 4th. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown.
Scrambling.
Nice job in play.
Gonna throw it short. It's caught. He's still on his feet. Still on his feet.
Is Oklahoma beating up? Oklahoma's beating us.
Really, really easy. He was hot.
Yeah, but there was also a fight in the game, I know.
I know there was a fight at the end of Clemson, South Carolina. I'm surprised there wasn't a fight last year. I was ready to fight South Carolina fans
from the
last year.
38-yard line.
Yeah, but I know there was a fight that LSU, they kicked the ball into the stands. Of course, the crewmates
Throws to the wideout.
wanted to go get the ball back,
Crewmates?
but the Oklahoma player didn't get it.
And the defense
The
makes
Oklahoma
the
player
immediate
didn't want to give it
play.
back, so the Oklahoma player body slammed the LSU staff member to the ground.
Vandy's up 45-24.
Here's this
Oh, boy.
offense with a fresh set of downs.
Are we going to have Vanderbilt in the playoff before
We
Miami?
are. Wow. We're going to have Vanderbilt in the playoff with no ACC team.
Throws to the back.
That'd be
Florida's
so
up on
funny.
Florida State, as the Doak
Really
burns.
good surge for this offense.
So who is going to the ACC championship? Anybody?
And with that pass
No.
Let's see, has anyone clinched?
350 on
Yep.
the day. Nice
It's actually
I know
gonna
the
be
two that were
Clemson
most
somehow.
going to clinch was SMU and Virginia, I believe. Remember
Here
that.
comes
It's gonna be
Clemson with
It's gonna be
another
Clemson
first
versus
down. Wants to keep it in the air.
SMU win this conference.
That's caught. It's
Send them home.
No.
Defense will quickly use a timeout.
Duke win,
Just
please.
giving him the easy
No.
catches and
Duke's
really
winning,
do
but I don't
something
think
to
they'll.
stop it.
Yeah, you're going to dictate to the defense. You're going to make the defense cover him up, and then
Okay, finally, winter has arrived in Boone.
more wide open for
Let's see, this
receiver
week,
for a
highs
tight end.
of
So
41, 38, 39, 41, 42, 44, 41.
They make the stop.
It's not going to be above 50 degrees until I go back home.
North Texas is 11-1.
Yeah.
North Texas going to the American title.
I would hope with an 11-1
Yeah,
record.
North,
Passing game kept this drive.
yeah, North
UConn's
Texas made the
9-3.
American Championship.
Lost to
UConn's coach love to go to whatchamacallit.
Got it.
Colorado State.
downfield. Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Clemson will come to the line with a first and goal. Out of the gun, looking to throw.
Screenplay.
Backfield, it's Randall. And maybe he'll get back.
Oh, it's going to be second and goal.
I could get us to overtime.
where the playmakers
Get us to overtime.
Can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me.
I don't even know if that's going to be realistically
It's possible.
feasible.
Make it happen. That'd be the most South Carolina thing ever.
Second down, they'll go to the
Or Clemsoning.
But Clemson losing this game is the most Clemson thing ever, as it's out of bounds.
way too far for anybody.
No, it's not. No.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another clean look like that in the rest of this game.
And they'll come to the line and try to draw a little bit closer on third and goal.
47 seconds left. Third and goal.
Throw, it's Klubnik. Bringing the heat.
He's going to be sacked.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Watch these Clemson South.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission,
That's a
with
nice
a
ball.
purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
A fourth quarter field goal down by this much.
That was South
That's
Carolina's
a lot
last one.
like
No, this
putting
one.
a lipstick on the proverbial
Fourth and goal. Brought down.
A sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
And what might be the biggest upset
You want to get touchdowns, you don't want to kick field goals.
in ACC history might be going down in Death Valley.
Goes up in a big part of the field, gets the big sack on fourth down and goal.
Can we not have this happen? I've already had a bad enough day.
How do you think I feel?
Now the chance to take
Yeah.
it, just put the finishing touches
But
on
hey,
this
we beat South Carolina in real life. That's all that matters. And we beat them by 2 possessions in their own house.
Yeah, it must be nice. Clock's going to run out here. Indiana, do something very funny next week, and I'll be indebted to you forever.
About where we're taking our girlfriend and parents for dinner, right? What side are we ordering?
And
They
that'll
don't
be
have
it.
the public
One.
fumble touchdown.
Earned it in this game. Now it's time to go.
South Carolina, from losing to FCS Towson, is going to the ACC championship game
You can expect them.
Did they lose to FCS Towson this season?
last season.
No, last season.
Okay.
We'll put the wrap on things from here for David.
In what might be one of the biggest turnarounds in 2KU history.
Presentation of EA Sports College Football.
South Carolina puts a bow on it and will be heading to Charlotte to take on Miami. And the Power Conference Championships are set. I'll run through them real quick before we head. We have South Carolina, Miami. In the ACC, the Big East, it's going to be West Virginia and Louisville. The Big Ten, it's Michigan and Wisconsin in a rematch. In the Big 12, Oklahoma and Iowa State face off against each other. In the Pac-12, the big rematch between Washington and Oregon. And in the SEC, Georgia playing LSU. And that's our slate of games today. You can catch the ending of this Georgia Southern App State game as well as a bunch of our other scores on the 2KU Discord server once they're out. Scores might be a little slow today since I've had a busy day and I've got other things I got to do today. However, we'll see you on Tuesday for the 2KU Weekly Podcast. And then that next weekend, as we have a bunch of games to get through, hopefully Pigbear can get some simulcasts in on time.
Yep, yeah, we remember that. Hey, my TV's far away from enough from my bed, and I stay away from my bed on streams now.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you over the weekend. So long.